Alright guys, now we're going to work on another endpoints. We are going to return a list of created users. We are going to head up inside the API.php file. I'm going to duplicate this endpoint. We're going to pass the users and the HTTP verb is going to be get. Inside the auth controller, we're going to create a function. We're going to name it get users. I'm going to head up inside the auth controller, and then here I'm going to duplicate this function. I'm going to pass it here. We are going to select data inside the users table, and the method we're going to pass it get users. We are going to select the name here. We are going to select right here the ID and pass here the ID, the name, the email, and then we're going to select also the row, and then here we're going to pass here paginate. We're going to paginate the data by 10. And then I'm going to store this query inside data variable, and then I'm going to pass it to the return statement. And here I'm passing data and then the status of 200 like this. Then we're going to check. And I think everything is okay right now. We select here the ID, name, and email. And here we are going to get an error. We should do this. We pass here the name. And then here we're going to pass here the email, and then here we're going to pass here the row like this. Now I'm going to edit this endpoint. I'm going to get into inside Postman, and then here we're going to pass here users, and the HTTP verb is going to be get, and then we're going to hit send. And then you can see that actually we got an array of created users. Now we're going to get into inside the source folder. I'm going to create in another folder. You can see we're going to get into JS folder, and in here inside the pages folder you can see we got admin page, admin folder. I'm going to rename the dashboard page to admin page. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pass here, I'm going to increase the width, and then here we're going to do this. I'm going to pass here admin page, and then inside of here I'm going to create dashboard folder where we're going to put in the dashboard page, and then I'm going to pass here another folder. We're going to name it users. Yeah, users, where we're going to put in the user page. And in here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to remove this folder right here. In here, I'm going to create the user page, the view file. And in here, I'm pass here the template tag, pass here the template tag here. And then I'm passing next one and say user page. And it's like this. Now, first of all, I'm going to pass in the div, and then here I'm passing the class of margin left, I'm passing here 4, and margin right, I'm passing here 4, and then I'm going to put in the h1, and I'm going to pass in the class of text to Excel like this. And then we are going to import this file inside the index.js file within the Laravel folder. Pass here, right now we're going to pass the admin page. You can see when we change the name of the file, it changed right here automatically. And here we're going to pass here the children property is going to be an array. And here we pass here the children array because inside the admin page is going to be the entry point of all admin pages. Here I'm going to pass in the users page and pass the users, and then here we are going to get into within the user folder, and right here I can just pass here users instead of users, user, and then here user page like this. Now we are going to get into within admin page, and then we're going to pass here the Laravel view. Now in order to pass the Laravel view, we are going to pass here the slots, and I'm going to pass here the slot like this. Now we're going to pass here the name of the slot is man, and then we're going to get into within admin page, and inside of here we are going to, I'm going to copy this, and then here we are going to pass in the template tag and pass the template tag, and like this, and pass here the template tag, and then here guys we are going to pass here the slot which is the man, yeah, which is the name of the slot. And inside the template I'm going to pass in Laravel Vue, and we are going to use Laravel Vue in order to inject other pages inside the admin page. Yeah, everything is okay. Now we're going to try it again. You can see we got user page. Now we are going to design right here a table. We are going to go up, we're going to get into the user page. In here, we're going to pass here the table, and then I'll pass here the table head, and then table row. We are going to pass here the table data, And here we're gonna pass here the ID. I'm gonna duplicate this. And for the second column, we're gonna pass here the name. And here we're gonna pass you the email. And here we're gonna pass here the row. And for the last column, we're gonna reserve it for actions. And I'm going to create also the table body like this. Table body like this, and inside the table body we're gonna pass in the table row, and then I'm gonna copy this. We're gonna pass in inside the table body. Now let's try to see what we got inside the browser. Now we're going to pass some class to the table. We're gonna pass here bg write, pass here bg write, run it, pass here run it, and then I'm passing you empty, the shadow empty, the border, I'm gonna pass here border gray 3000, and also I'm going to pass to the table row another class. We're gonna pass a bg gray 100 border, and then I'm passing you border gray 3000 like this, and also I'm pass the padding in y-axis I'm passing 2, and the padding in x-axis I'm passing 4. And then I'm pass it here, here, and here too. And then you can see that actually you got a table, which is beautiful. And then I'm gonna copy this again. I'm gonna pass it inside the table body. I'm gonna pass it here, full class, to take up the full width in x-axis. Now we're going to add a search form right here. I'm going to head up inside here. We're gonna get into within the off folder. And then I'm going to copy an input here. I'm gonna pass it inside the user page. Yeah, we're gonna get in. And then in here, we are going to get into within the user page. And then we're gonna pass in the input here. And we are going to pass here a div tag and the class of flex. I'm passing flex, and then I'm passing the input. And here we're gonna pass here for the placeholder, I'm passing you search, and then for the width, I'm gonna remove the width, and then we're gonna try to check what we got right here. And then for the H1, I'm passing here margin bottom, I'm passing 4, and then you can see here, I'm going to increase the width, and then you can see that actually we got a beautiful table. Now we are going to populate this table with server data. We're going to get into within the user folder. Inside the user folder, I'm going to create in another folder. I'm going to name it components. And then I'm going to copy this content. I'm going to put it inside the component folder. And then I'm going to copy that. And in here, I'm going to name it user table like this, that view. And then we're going to pass here the template tag. And we are going to define a prop here, and pass here for the script tag. We're going to pass here setup, and then we're going to pass here define props, and then we're going to pass it an array of props. We're going to pass here users, yeah, like this. And here I'm going to assign it, pass here props is equal to define props macro. And now we're going to iterate through the users array. And in here, we're going to pass here v4. I'm going to remove this. And then here, we're going to pass here v4. I'm going to remove this too. And then I'm going to copy this class. We're going to pass it here. Yeah, like this. bg gray, we are going to pass here. We're going to remove that. And then here, we're going to iterate through the users array. I'm going to pass here v4. And then we'll pass here user in users. And then we're going to pass here the key is equal to users. Yeah, the keys is equal to user that ID like this. I'm going to pass a user that's name, and I'm going to copy that. And then we're going to pass it where we got the email, the row. And here for the button right here, we're going to pass here an edit button. I'm passing an ink tag. And then I'm passing here edit. Right now, we're going to lay it like this. And then here I'm passing email. And here I'm passing here the row of the user. Now we're going to import the user table. We're going to pass here import user table. We're going to import it from the component folder, user table from components. and then we're gonna pass here the user table with a view component like this, and then we're gonna pass it right here. Actually, we haven't yet created the endpoint that we're gonna we haven't yet write a method that we're gonna use in order to eat these endpoints. You can see this endpoint returns an object which contains a data array. Now we are going to get into within the stores folder. Inside the store folder, we're gonna put in another folder. We're gonna name it store user, and here we're gonna pass here user store.js. Now I'm gonna copy the contents inside the login store, and then we're gonna put it inside the user store. And here we're gonna get rid of these contents. And also I'm gonna get rid of this reactive property. I'm gonna create one, name it user data is equal to ref. We're gonna assign it an empty object like this. And here, guys, we are going to create another method that we're gonna use in order to fetch data from the server. You can see here we are using inside the hp.js file. We got one method right here, which is the post data. We use this method in order to send data from the server. Now we're gonna create another one in order to retrieve data from the server. I'm gonna pass here, we're gonna name it get data. We're gonna pass here get data instead of the post data. Now I'm gonna pass it one parameter, which is the endpoint, and then we're gonna remove the body like this, and everything is okay so far. Now we're gonna head up inside the user store. And in here, we are going to call this function. And here, we're going to get in. And right here, guys, we are going to it here. Let me create another reactive property right here, which is the loading is equal to ref. The default value is going to be false here like this. And here, we're going to pass here users. And as we are going to use Laravel Vue paginate, you're going to tap this command in order to install it. And then we are going to add another parameter to the endpoint. We're going to pass here the page, and we are going to pass here users, and then here we're going to pass here page, and then we're going to pass it here and pass here the page like this. And we're going to pass here get users, and then we're going to pass it a parameter which is the page with a default value of 1, and then we're going to get rid of this parameter like this. Once we got data, we are going to assign it to the user data. And in here, we are going to do this. You're going to pass in use data, that value is equal to data. And then we're going to remove other things that we don't use inside the user store, like the sign-in function. We're going to get rid of this. And then we're going to pass the get users. We're going to pass the get users and the user data reactive property to the return statement like this. And then we're going to change the name of the opinion store. We're going to name it use user store like this. And then I'm passing user store like this. Now everything is okay so far. Now we're going to get into within the user page, and then we're going to call this function. And actually everything is working pretty well. Now let's get into the user page, and then we're going to call this function. And in here, we are going to pass here, we're going to call another function, an unmounted hook from Vue. We're going to import it, and then we are going to call the get users function and pass it async, because the get users function returns a promise. And then here we're going to import the user store right here is equal to the user store. We're going to import it, and then in here we are going to do this. We're going to pass a user store, pass here user store that get users. And in here, guys, I'm gonna display the data that we got from the server. We are going to extract it from the user store is equal to store to rest to preserve reactivity. And then I'm gonna pass here user data. And here we're gonna extract the loading reactive program. Passing loading is, and then we're gonna pass inside the source ref function. We're gonna pass here stuff. And here we are going to pass here user data. And then we're going to get into the browser. We're going to check which kind of data we got from the server. I'm passing here await. And then we're going to get into the browser. We are going to refresh the page. And in here, guys, I'm going to refresh the page. Then you can see that actually we don't display data. We're going to get into the console in order to check the error. Yeah, you can see here we got an error. use login store is not defined inside the user store. Now you can see here, we should pass here the name of the opinion store to the accept automate update function. We're going to pass it the name of the user store. I'm going to pass it here. And then we're going to remove this error. We're going to refresh again. You can see that actually we are getting an empty object here. Yeah, I'm going to zoom a little bit. We are getting an empty object. And here, if you try to check the HTTP verb, we are eating the pause endpoint. Now, here we are going to change the method inside the http.js file. We are going to pass here get instead of pause. I'm passing here get like this. And I'm passing here get, and then we're gonna try to refresh the page again. We're gonna see what we're gonna get here. And here I refresh the page again, and here we got again this error. We are going to change the method, which is the get, and here get error. We are going to head up inside the user store, and in here we're gonna change the method. You can see right here, pass here post data. We're gonna pass here get data, yeah, like this. And then we're gonna import it from the http.js file. Yeah, like this. Everything is okay so far. Now we're gonna try to refresh again. I'm gonna refresh here, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna get. And you can see that actually we got data from the server. Now we're going to pass this data to the user table components. We're gonna head up inside the user page. And in here, we are going to do this. First of all, we need to pass here the user table. And then here, we are going to pass it the users. We're going to pass it the users property. The users is equal to the user data, that data like this. And also we need to import the pagination. You can see at the doc, as we are using Laravel Vue paginate, they says this, we are going to import the Tailwind pagination. I'm going to import it here, and then we are going to pass it here. I'm going to copy this, and we are going to pass it to property. And we're going to pass it here. I'm going to pass it the user data. We're going to pass it the user data. And also we're going to pass it the name of the function, which is the get users. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm pass it to the event paginate change page. We're going to pass it here like this. And then we're going to try to see what we're going to get inside the browser. And in here, I'm going to refresh the page again. And then you can see that actually just display user data inside the user table. You can see we got it right here. And here you can see that actually right here at the bottom, we have a pagination problem. Now, if you get an issue on the pagination, the icon to the next button is large. You're going to add this CSS code that I wrote in order to fix that issue. Yeah, add it. And also I'm going to add a margin button. Yeah, imagine button to the Tailwind pagination component and pass it the class. Then pass a margin tab and pass it to. Yeah, like this. And if you get into the browser, you can see we just added the margin tab. Now I'm going to add another functionality to the gates to this endpoint that allows to return an array of users. We are going to add a query here. And if we pass here Ben, we are going to return an array which contains Ben. Yeah, or an array which contains all users where the name starts with B. Now we're going to head in the auth controller, and in here we're going to create a constant. I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to name it query, and then we are going to request for the query parameter. We're going to get the value. We're going to pass a query, and we're going to pass here the where clause in order to look for the name. And here we're going to pass a name like, and here we're going to pass here the query. Now we are going to modify the get users function inside the user store. We're going to pass it the query parameter, and then we're going to assign it empty as a default value. In here, we're going to use back tickets and pass the users, and then we're going to pass it the page. And also we're going to pass it the query is equal to, we're going to pass it is equal to the query like this. And then we're going to get into within the user table. In here, I'm going to define an event using the define emit macro. Const emit is equal to define emit. We are going to pass here get users function, and I'm going to create another function here. I'm going to say search user, and we are going to call the debounce function, pass here debounce, and then we are going to pass it a callback. and also we are going to pass it the delay. We're going to create the debounce function later on, and then we are going to emit. We are going to call the get users. We are going to pass it to the page and the query. I'm going to create right here in our reactive property query. We're going to assign it empty, and I'm going to create the page is equal to 1. We're going to pass it the page, and also we're going to pass it the query value. Yeah, like this. I can just pass your ref 1. The default value is going to be 1, and then page value. Now we're going to call the set user function on key up events. Pass here set users on key down event. We are going to call set users function, and also going to pass here v model is equal to the query. Yeah, now we are going to get into within the URLs.js file, and inside the URLs.js file we are going to create the debounce function. Pass the export function, then debounce. We're going to pass the debounce like this. We are going to pass it the callback and the delay, and then here I'm going to create the timer, and I'm going to return a function. And this function we're gonna pass it args, can have arguments, and then we are going to pass here. We're gonna clear all the timer and pass you clear. We're gonna pass it clear timeout, and then clear timeout. We're gonna pass it the timer, and then we're gonna say timer is equal to set timer function, and then we're going to call the callback, and then I'm gonna pass you the callback, and then we're gonna pass you the arguments and also the delay like this. Now we're gonna go back inside the user table, and then we are going to call the debounce function, and then here I'm pass you this debounce, pass here debounce. Then we're gonna import it from the URLs.js file, and also we need to import the ref function from Vue. Then I'll pass here ref like this, and everything is okay so far. Now we need to get into the user page, and then we are going to call the get users function. I'm gonna copy the user store that get users. We're gonna assign it here, and everything is okay. Now let's try this inside the browser. I'm gonna get into the browser, and then I'm gonna refresh the page. We're gonna see what we're gonna get right here. You can see actually if I type here Ben, we are going to return an array which contain Ben, and if I type J, we are going to return an array which contain J. Yeah, we got right here all names that are starting with J. Yeah, everything is working pretty well. Now I'm gonna go inside the user table. I'm gonna pass the email inside an name tag, and also for the first column we are going to display here some values. Now we are going to go back inside the user table. For the input here, I'm gonna pass here the shadow MD. And also for the first column, I'm going to display the value here. We are going to pass here the index +1. And then we are going to pass here, we're going to do this in order to get the index, pass here the index. And for the email column, I'm going to pass here a name tag. I'm going to pass here vbound, and then I'm going to pass in melto. Yeah, like this. And then I'm going to pass here, user.email, and then we're gonna pass in the email. I'm passing the class of text indigo 700, and like this everything is okay. Now we're gonna check again. You can see we display right here 1, 2 to 10 for the first column, and for the email column we just added the text indigo. Alright guys, now we're gonna secure the admin area. You can see actually if we try to hit the get user endpoint and we are not authenticated, we can have access to this resource, to this data. Now we're going to secure all these endpoints. We're going to head in the API.php file, and then we're going to secure some endpoints. And we got two public endpoints right here. Like here we got the users and the login. These are public endpoints. I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm pass it here. I'm going to remove these free endpoints. These are secure endpoints. Yeah, we got the logout and the get users. These are private endpoints, and these free ones are public endpoints, because in order to create a user, we don't want to be authenticated, and in order to log in the user or validate the user email, we don't need to be authenticated. Now here we are going to I'm gonna wrap all these two endpoints inside the Laravel Sanctum middleware in order to protect them. And here I'm going to do this. I'm going to remove these two endpoints right here, and then we are going to do this. We're going to pass here roots, and then we're going to pass here group. We are going to pass in an array. We're going to pass here middleware, and then we're going to pass here of Sanctum, like this, of Sanctum. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to pass it here. Here, this is the middleware. And then we are going to pass it a callback, and inside the callback we are going to put in the root controller. I'm gonna copy it and then I'll pass it inside the root controller. Yeah, like this. And now we're going to get into the browser, and then we're gonna try again. And here you can see actually you don't have the possibility to get data because we are not authenticated. Now I'm going to get into within the user store, and then I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna get in the user store. In here, I'm gonna pass here console.log and pass here data, and then I'm gonna pass here data variable. Now let's see what we're gonna get here. You can see here when I'm gonna type something within the search form, you can see right here we are getting an object, the message, unauthenticated. Now in order to redirect the user automatically to the login page, we are going to check if we got the message from the server and the value is unauthenticated, we are going to redirect the user on the login page. And then we are going to get into within the hp.js file here. And then here we have a function here. I'm going to pass here else if the data that message is equal to unauthenticated, we are going to redirect the user on the login form. And then here we're going to pass a window that's location.href, and then we're going to pass here app/login. Yeah, like this. And I'm going to copy this code here, this if statement. I'm going to put it inside a function, and then we're going to name this function handle HP error. I'm going to copy all of that, and then I'm going to pass it here. Export function handle, we're gonna pass a handle HP error, and pass a handle HP error, and then we're gonna pass it the data, and also we're gonna pass it the resolve and reject function. Pass a resolve, and then we're gonna pass it the reject, and then we are going to call this function. I'm gonna copy it, and then we're gonna pass it here. We're gonna pass it the data, and then we're going to pass here resolve, and then we're going to pass here reject. Like this, we are going to pass this function inside the post data function. We're going to pass it here too. And again, if you try to hit this endpoint, we are going to be redirected on the login page. Now let's try it again. I'm going to try it again here. I'm going to refresh the page here, and then you're going to see we are going to be redirected on the login page. You can see that actually when we are trying to get access to protected resource, they're going to redirect us on the login page. Now we're going to create another function here. We're going to name it get headers. The get headers, we are going to return an object. I'm going to copy these two headers right here. I'm going to copy this object, and then we are going to create another object right here. We're going to name it headers is equal to this object, like this, and then we are going to call the get use data function, get use data. And here I'm going to check if inside the headers object we get the authorization key, and passive type of, we are going to pass the headers, and then we got the authorization. The type is undefined. It means the type is different from undefined. It means we got the key. We are going to return the headers object and pass here return headers. And else we are going to add the token. We are going to add the authorization key. And here I'm gonna pass here headers, and then we're gonna pass here authorization is equal to bear, like this, and then we're gonna pass here use data.token. We're gonna pass here the token, and then we are going to return the headers. And like this case, now we're gonna call the headers inside the gates, inside the post data function. We're gonna pass here and pass a const headers is equal to get and pass a get headers, and then we're gonna pass here the headers. I'm gonna copy that, and then we're gonna pass it here, and also we're gonna pass it inside the get data function. We are going to pass it here, and then we're gonna pass here headers. Now I'm gonna try to log in again. I'm going to copy this email address, and the password is 126, and then we're going to log in this user and pass you the email, and also I'm gonna pass you the password, and then I'm click sign in, and then we're going to be redirected on the dashboard page. If you move to the users page, pass your users, we are going to have the possibility to get access to protected resource. You can see that actually we get access to this data, and they don't redirect us on the login page. Alright guys, now gonna be talking about roles. We haven't yet talked about it. Inside of our app, we got 3 types of role: admin, driver, and customer. When a user creates an account by default, we are going to assign him the customer as a role. And inside of our app, we're going to have only one admin who can decide to change the role of a given user. Let's say a user came in within our app for the first time. He can create an account, let's say join right here, and then the admin can change his role to a driver or a customer. Now, inside of our app, we're going to create a seeder. I'm going to type php artisan make seed, and then we're going to name it user seed, and we are going to seed an admin. Now we are going to get into first inside the auth controller. In here, guys, we are going to add another key here to the create function. We're going to pass here the role, and then here we're going to use the user model, and then we're going to pass here customer role like this. Like this, guys. And then we are going to, and then we're gonna go in, and then we're gonna copy this code. We're gonna put it within the user seeder. First of all, let's get into within the user model, and then here I'm going to add another property here. I'm gonna name it role, and then we're gonna get into within the user seed. In here, we are going to pass this code right here, and then we're gonna import the user model. Yeah, like this. Here we are going to create right here a constant password of the admin. We're going to pass here 126 as the password, and for the name here I'm passing admin. The email we're going to pass here admin@gmail.com. The OTP code we're going to let it empty. For the role we're going to pass here admin role. And for the column is valid email, we're going to pass here user is valid email. And for the password, I'm passing here the password variable like this. Now, in order to call the bcrypt function, we are going to import another class inside the user seed. We are going to import the hash class. I'm gonna copy it, and then we're gonna put it inside the user seed, and then we're gonna call the user seed. We're gonna call the user seed inside the database seeder class. And let's get into inside the database seeder class, and then we are going to pass the user seed to the core function. Pass here this, and then we are going to pass here core. We're going to pass here user seed. Yeah, we're gonna pass it an array, and then I'm passing user seed, and then like this. Yeah, we just finished. Now we're going to create a model inside of our Vue app. And so that when we're going to click on the edit button, we're going to pipe it up. And I've already prepared it. I'm going to copy it. And then we are going to get into within the base components. Let's get into within the JS folder. And then inside the base components, I'm not creating, pass here another component. I'm naming it base model.vue file. Now here I'm using TypeScript. I'm going to remove this here. And we are going to use JavaScript. I'll pass a props, and then we'll pass a define props. We'll pass a define props, and then we are going to pass here. And here I'm gonna remove this, and here we are going to define an event using the define emit macro. I'm gonna pass here the event which is the close model. Pass a close model like this. yeah, everything is okay so far. And then our model right here takes here the title and the body and the footer. You can see I'm passing here a slot. A slot is like a placeholder. I'm gonna pass here user model. We're going to put in the user model file, pass here user model .vue, and then here we're going to pass here the script tag, and then we are going to put in the title and pass here the template tag here, and then we are going to duplicate it. We're gonna pass it 3 times. We're gonna pass here the title, and here we're gonna say edit row for the title, and we are going to pass here the body. Inside the body, we're gonna pass in an input and pass here body like this. And we got also the footer. Inside the footer, we're gonna pass in the button. Now we're going to create a prop for the user model. I'm gonna create right here props is equal to define props macro, and then we're gonna pass here show, and we are going to create also an event. We are going to pass here define emit. We're gonna pass here a function toggle model. Toggle model. We're gonna use this function in order to show and hide the model. And now we are going to pass here an input. I'm gonna get into within the all folder, and then I'm gonna get into within the step 1. I'm going to copy this class here, and then we are going to go back inside the user model, and then we are going to create right here a select input and pass it this class like this. And here we are going to pass in some options and pass here options. And here I'm going to create another prop right here. We're gonna name it roles, and we are going to iterate through an array of roles. And here I'm passing options, and then we're gonna pass here v4. We're gonna pass here v4, and then I'm passing row in roles, and then we're gonna pass here the key is role that is equal to row, and then we are going to display the row right here like this. Now, and here we're gonna pass here select arrow. Now we're going to get into within the user. So, and then we are going to create the toggle model function, and also we are going to create an array of rows. Now we are going to head in the user model. In here, I'm going to create first of all the model var reactive property. The default value, we're gonna assign it false, and we're gonna create the toggle model function. Pass here toggle model, and here we're going to pass here model val that value is different from the model value like this. If the value is equal to true, we're gonna modify it to false. If it is equal to false, we're gonna modify it to true. And here I'm going to create another array, which is the roles, and then we're gonna put in some roles, and here we're gonna pass here admin, and then here we're gonna pass here admin. We're gonna pass here customer and driver. These are 3 roles that we got inside of our app. And here I'm passing here driver like this. Now we're going to pass this reactive property to the return statement. We're gonna pass here the roles and pass here the toggle model function and the model val. And also I'm going to create another function that is going to make an HTTP request to receiver in order to modify the row. I'm going to duplicate this function here, and then I'm gonna name it modify row. I'm gonna pass here modify row like this. We're gonna pass it the data that we're gonna send here, and here we are going to use the post data function. And for the endpoints, we are going to pass here users / modify row like this, and pass here modify row and like this. And we are going to pass here, we are going to call the function success message, and then we're going to pass here data.message. In case we get an error from the server, we are going to call the show error function, and we are going to pass it data. I'm going to pass here an object, and here we're going to pass here row, and then we're going to assign it data. I can pass here even row name, and then we're going to pass here row row name. We can pass even the row right here, and here we're gonna pass here the row like this. Now we're gonna pass to the modify row function. We're gonna pass it to the return statement so that we can get access to it. We're gonna pass here modify row like this. Now let's get into within the user page, and then we are going to import in the user model, and we have here the user model. Also we are going to pass here the bar-n. Let me copy also the class bar-n, this class here, and then we're gonna pass it to the bar-n inside the user model, and then we're gonna pass here this class, and here we are going to pass here close, and pass here close, and I'm gonna duplicate it. We're gonna pass here save for the second bar-n. Here we're gonna pass here save, and for the page here I'm pass here border. Here I'm pass here border, and for the text I'm pass here gray. I pass here gray 700, and then I'm say border indigo 700. Pass here border indigo 700 like this, and there we go. Now we are going to import the user model inside the user page, and here we are going to import the user. I'm gonna pass here import the user model, and then we're gonna pass here the user model. Pass here user model. We are going to pass it the prop, which is the show, and pass here show. Pass here show like this is equal to the model val, and we are going to extract the model val from the user store. We're gonna pass here model val, and we are going to pass it here. Also, we need to call the function taggo. We're gonna pass here taggo model, and pass it taggo model. Let's get into inside the user model. You can see we have a function taggo model. We're gonna call it, and pass here taggo model is equal to user store like this, that taggo model. I'm gonna call the function taggo model. Also, we should pass it the roles array here, and pass it the roles array is equal to the roles. We're gonna extract it from the user store and pass it to roles. And guys, I just noticed something. We should pass the taggo model function to the user table, and here I'm gonna copy the function. We're gonna pass to the user table. Now let's get into inside the user model, and here we're gonna remove this function from here. We are going to pass it the show property, and pass here props. We're gonna pass it props that show. Now let's get into inside the user table. We're gonna define a function taggo model, and in here we're gonna pass it here taggo model, and we are going to emit it when we're gonna click on the edit button. And here I'm pass here an event. Click emit. We're gonna pass it taggo model, and we're gonna pass it the user ID. Pass here user.id, and I'm pass here fence balls. And now we're gonna get into the user store, and then we're gonna add another. We're gonna pass a parameter to the taggo model and pass the user ID, and because we're gonna use it in order to update the row of given user. Now let's try to pop up the model first. I'm gonna refresh the page, and then in here I'm gonna click edit, and then you can see that I actually just pop up the model. And we are going to fix something inside the user model. You can see that actually we got an input here which doesn't fit inside the model body. I'm going to increase the width of 100. We're gonna pass here width, and then here I'm pass here 100%. Like this, and then we're gonna take up the full width inside the body. And also we need to change the name of the model. You can see here we pass here user model. We should pass here user model. I'm pass here user row model like this. This is a good name, guys, because we're gonna use the model in order to update the row of a given user. And here I'm gonna change the name here. I'm gonna pass here user row model like this. We are going to update the name inside the user page. You can see right here you got user model, and pass here user row model. I'm gonna copy it, and then we're gonna pass it here. Now we are going to create an endpoint that we're gonna use in order to update the model. We are going to move to the auth controller. In here I'm going to copy something inside of here. I'm gonna copy this one, and then I'm pass here update row, pass here update row like this. And then we're gonna use the table users, We're gonna say where the ID is equal to the request user ID, and then I'm passing update. We're gonna pass it an array. Raw updated successfully. I'm passing raw updated successfully with a status of 200. I'm passing 200. Now let's get into inside the API.php file, and then we're gonna add this function update raw in order to update the raw. I'm gonna copy it. We are going to move inside. We're gonna get into inside the API.php file and users / and then pass you modify raw like this. This is the endpoint, and then we're gonna pass you the name of the function. Now we are going to go back inside the user store, and then we're gonna add this endpoint. I'm gonna copy modify raw like this. Let me try to check modify raw like this. And here we have the ID here. We need to send the raw and the ID. And here I'm gonna create a constant here. Const user ID is equal to ref, and we're gonna assign it now. And here I'm passing user ID. That value is equal to the user ID like this. And then we are going to pass it and then we're gonna pass this reactive property to the object, and then I'm passing user ID. That value, because we created using the ref function. We need to use that value. Yeah, like this, guys. And now we are going to call another function, which is the modifier. If we get into inside the user page, I'm gonna get in here. We're gonna call another function, which is the modifier. And in here, we're gonna get into inside the user raw model. And in here, we are going to pass, we got a save button. I'm gonna define another function, which is the modifier. I'm passing modifier like this. And then we're gonna call it. In here, I'm passing on click event. We're going to call the function modifier. I'm passing emit, and then I'm passing modifier like this. Yeah, like this. Now we're gonna call the function, and also we're gonna pass another property. We are going to pass here the loading inside the base model. Yeah, we can pass it another property, which is the loading, because we are going to disable the button here when we are going to make an HTTP request. And here I'm pass it an attribute disabled, and then I'm passing loading like this. And then I'm gonna pass another property, which is the loading here. Now let's get into the user page, and then we are going to call the loading. Here I'm passing loading is equal to loading, and we need to we are going to extract the loading property and the modify or passing modifier function. Now let's change something inside the user raw model. In here, guys, we are going to create a function that we're going to call when we are going to change the value of the select tag. Here I'm passing change change raw, and in here we're going to pass it the events, and then we're going to pass it events here, event that targets that value like this. We are going to get the value of the select tag. In here on change event, we are going to call the function change raw, and we are going to pass the value to the value attribute and pass it the raw. When we're going to click on the close model, we need to close the model. We should deposit this event tool that we removed. We are going to pass it here, and then we are going to pass it to the close button. And on click event, we are going to call the tag model function, pass emit, and then we'll pass the tag model. And for the label of the save button, I'm gonna change it and pass the loading. We are going to pass the saving, yeah, like this. Else we're gonna pass the save, and like this. Everything is okay so far. And in here, I'm going to create an asynchronous function. I'll pass the async function, and then I'll pass the save raw, and then we're going to call this the modifier function. Pass here raw, and then we're going to pass it the raw that value, and like this. Now we are going to call the save raw function on click. When we're going to click on the save button, then I'll pass on click event. We are going to call the save raw, and we are going to import the ref function. And then you can see that actually pass to the define prop function. We pass in inside the array, we pass in the modifier function. We are going to remove it, and we shouldn't pass it to the define prop. And also inside the user page, we are going to remove it from the user role model. I'm going to remove it there, and we are going to add an event, which is the tag model, and we're going to pass it here. And inside here, let's try this first. I'm going to refresh the page, and then here I'm going to click edit. And then you can see we are getting an error when we click on the edit button. And if we click on the close button, we're going to get the error. Now here inside the user store, you can see here that actually we pass here the user ID. And when we are doing the user ID, that value, we get an error. Now we are going to pass to the parameter, the ID like this. And then here I'm pass here ID in order to avoid the error. Because we got right here, the tab here, we got the user ID reactive property. And if you pass here to the tag model function, we pass the user ID as parameter. And then inside the tag model function, we specify user ID, that value, we are going to get an error. And then once we just modify the role, we are going to call the get users function. And here I'm going to call the function here, we're going to call this get users. Now let's get into the browser, and then we're going to try this again. I'm going to refresh the page, and then here I'm going to click edit. And if I select a row, I'm select right here admin, and then I'm click save, and then you can see row updated successfully. And we got right here admin. I can just change the row to a driver, and then I'm click save again, and then you can see the actual row right here is a driver. Alright guys, now we're going to work on the vehicles endpoint, then we're going to move to the home page. And after that, we're going to be talking about root middleware in Vue.js. You can see actually when a given user creates an account within our app, we give him a default value as a customer. And once the user logged in within the system, they're going to show him the users page. Actually, if the user logged in, we're going to show him the users page. And as the user has the error of a customer, we don't want to show him this page. We are going to hide it. If he's a driver, he cannot see it. If he's an admin, the user can see the users page. That's what we're going to do next. Right now, we're going to work on the vehicles endpoints. Now, a vehicle, we're going to pass it some columns like ID, name, model, price, and image. Now, we're going to open our command prompt, guys. And then in here, we're going to create first the controller. We're going to type PHP artisan make controller. Pass here controller. Yeah, controller. And then we're going to say vehicle folder, and then we're going to put in the vehicle controller. Pass here vehicle controller, and then I'm tap inner. We are going to create the model. We're going to type PHP artisan make model, and then I'm pass here vehicles, and then -m to create the migration, tap inner. Now we're going to head in the database folder, and then we're going to add these columns. Yeah, you can see I'm gonna cap them, and then we are going to put it inside the database within the migrations folder. And in here, I'm gonna pass it there. I'm gonna copy some fields here. I'm going to copy these fields right here, and then we're gonna pass it inside the vehicles migration. And here we should pass here the name, and then you're gonna pass the model, and then pass here. I'm gonna remove this. Remove that, and then here we're going to pass the model, the price, and pass the price, and here we're gonna pass here the image. Yeah, and then we're gonna get rid of other fields. For the image, we're gonna pass here nullable, and like this we have the ID, name, model, price, and then the image. Yeah, and then we are going to get rid of this property right here, which is the unique, these constraints. Now we are going to type PHP artisan migrate to migrate the model. And here I'm going to type here PHP artisan migrate. And then we are going to migrate the model. But first of all, I'm going to remove the length here. I don't want to limit these fields. I'm going to remove the length here. I'm going to remove that. And then here I'm going to type PHP artisan migrate. Yeah, like this. Now we are going to get into the vehicles controller, and then in here we're going to create some methods. Here we are going to pass here public function. I'm passing public function and say get vehicles. We are going to return a list of vehicles that we are going to create, and then pass here the request class. And I'm going to duplicate this class. I'm going to duplicate it here. Yeah, like this. Yeah, we are going to modify here. I'm going to say add image. And for the next one, we're going to say create and pass here store. And we're going to use this function in order to create a vehicle. And for the two, we're going to pass here edit. And here we're going to pass here destroy and pass here update. And then for the last one, we're going to pass destroy. Now let's start with the sub function. Here we're going to run the validation against the field. And in here, I'm going to get into within the off controller. And I'm going to copy this line here in order to run the validation against the inputs. And here again, I'm gonna copy everything here. And then I'm passing inside the store function. And we are going to import the DB class. And then we are going to import the validator class, validator. And I'm going to import the vehicle class. I'm passing the vehicle model. And then we're going to pass it here. And here we are going to get into within the models folder. And then here we are going to pass here protected guards. Pass here protected guards. Protected guard says we are going to insert multiple fields at a time. I don't want to pass here fillable attribute. If you pass fillable attribute, we are going to specify each column where we need to insert it. And then we're going to import this model inside the vehicle control and pass here use. And here I'm going to pass here the vehicle model and pass here the vehicle like this. And then we are going to insert in data. I'm going to run first the validation against name. And then here we are going to pass another field, which is the model. Pass here the model. And then we are going to pass here the price. Yeah, like this. And here we're going to pass here vehicles, and then pass here create. And here we're going to create something like we're going to pass here the name. Here we're going to pass here the name, and then I pass here fields. Pass here fields, that's fields name. We're going to retrieve the name, and we are going to pass our column. Let me check here. Name, model, price. Yeah. I'm going to pass here name, then you're going to pass model, and then here we're going to pass price. If we got another field that we should insert, we're going to add it later on. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If we forget it, we're going to add it. No problem. I'm passing model, and then here price. And also we are going to pass here, we are going to return a message. We are going to return message, and then here we're going to pass a message, and then I'm going to say, we're going to pass you vehicle created successfully. So created successfully like this. And then we are going to get into inside the API.php in order to eat these endpoints. And actually everything is okay. Now I can just copy this code and then I'm pass it inside the update function. And then here we are going to say we are going to request for the name, email. And here we're going to request for the ID because we're going to send the ID in order to update these fields. Pass here this, we're going to send here the ID. And here I'm going to pass here the where clause, pass here where, and pass here where ID. And here I'm pass here the fields, pass here fields. And then we're going to pass the ID. And then we're going to say vehicle updated successfully, updated. And we are going to pass here update. Yeah, like this. Pass here update to update the vehicle model. And also we're going to move to the last function, which is destroy. I'm going to copy all of this. And then we're going to pass it here. And for the destroy field, we're going to request only the ID. And pass here the ID. And here we're going to pass here where ID, and then we are going to call, and then we're gonna invoke the delete function, pass here delete, yeah, like this, and everything is gonna work fine. And here we're gonna say vehicle deleted successfully, and we just finished. Now let's get into inside the API.php, and then we are going to hit this function. We're gonna get into within the roots, and here we're going to import. First of all, we need to import the vehicle controller. I'm gonna copy all of this, and here we're gonna pass here the vehicle controller, pass here vehicle controller, like this. Yeah, we import it right here. You can see we got the vehicle controller, and then here we are going to pass it for the post. We're gonna pass the vehicles, and then we are going to add a method. I'm going to check here. We are going to add a method here. We're gonna say right here store. Yeah, like this. You're gonna pass the store here update to update the vehicle update, and for the HTTP verb I'm gonna pass here puts. And here you're gonna pass here vehicles, and here we're gonna pass here delete, and here I'm gonna pass here vehicles, and here we're gonna pass here destroy, like this. And we just finished. I think everything is gonna work pretty well when we're gonna try it inside Postman. Now let's create another endpoint to upload the image. I'm going to pass here roots. And here we're gonna use we are going to use the post HTTP verb, and then we're gonna pass here vehicles, say vehicles / and we're gonna pass here image, and then we are going to eat the function add image, like this. Now let's get into the vehicles controller. In here, guys, we are going to pass here, we're gonna pass here request, and then we're going to check if request has file. Here's file method, and then the file should be the image, and then here we are going to pass here. I'm gonna create a constant. Image is equal to request file image, and here we are going to get the extension of the image. I'm gonna pass here the input, and then we're going to pass here the time to generate a random name for the image, and then we're gonna pass here the extension. And after that, we are going to store the image within the storage folder, and we are going to use the storage class in order to import the image. Now we are going to import the storage class. You need to pass this line right here, illuminates, ports, facades, and then you're gonna pass your storage class. Now we are going to create a variable. We're gonna name it image URL. We're gonna use this variable in order to retrieve the image inside the image folder. And here we're going to pass you the URL function, and then we're going to get the base URL of a Laravel app, and then we're going to get into within the storage folder /image /, and in here we're going to pass you the file, pass the inputs, and then I'm passing the file. Here we're going to pass the file, and we're going to get the base URL of the image that we just imported inside the image folder. And once we just imported the image, I'm going to use this function in order to update the image column. I'm gonna pass it here, this code, and here we're gonna pass it the image, and then we are going to store the image URL inside the database. I'm passing image URL, and then I'm going to remove these fields. And once we just store the image URL inside the database, we're going to return a message to the user, image uploaded successfully. We're going to pass here vehicle image uploaded successfully, and everything is okay. Also, we need to run validation against these endpoints. I'm going to copy that. We are going to request for the image. Here we're going to request for the ID, and then here the image. I'm passing the image, and here we're going to say the type of the image should be an image, and then we're going to specify the file size, and then this is going to be the max size of the image. And there we go. We just finished. Everything is fine. And then we are going to work on the get vehicles function. I'm going to copy something inside the off control. I'm going to copy this function. Here I'm going to copy that. And then we're going to pass it here. And actually, we are not going to work on the gate. We are not going to add search for the vehicles because we are not going to store many vehicles. I'm going to get rid of this. And we are going to select all columns. Yeah, and here we're going to pass the vehicles. And then we are going to return the data like this. Yeah, everything is okay. Now we need to hit to the get vehicles function. I'm going to copy it, and then we're going to head in the API.php. And here we are going to do this. We're going to pass here the get. And here we're going to pass here, the function get vehicles. And actually everything is okay. The last thing we need to do is to try out all these functions if they work pretty well. That's what we're going to do next. And now I can check this endpoint right here. You can see we imported the DB class. And then here we select all columns and then return data. And for the add image, yeah, you can see we run the validation against the ID and the name and the image. And then we are requesting for the file, and then we import it inside the storage folder. Yeah, everything is working pretty well. Now guys, we're going to try out this endpoint that we just added. I'm going to deactivate the Laravel Sanctum middleware. We don't want to send every time the access token in order to hit a particular endpoint. Now let's get into insert Postman. And in here, we are going to pass here the post HTTP verb. We're going to pass here the name, the model, the price. You can see the name is Tesla Model Y and the price per kilometer. And pass here 12, and then I'm at 8 cents. And then you can see vehicle created successfully, but we don't return the created vehicle. We can just add it here. We are going to look for a function here. We can see a store function. I'm going to create here a variable passive vehicle, and then we are going to return a created vehicle. We are going to pass it here, and then here I'm going to create another key, which is the vehicle, pass here vehicle, and then we are going to pass here vehicle like this. Now if we get into again within Postman, and then I'm passing model X, and then I'm at 8 cents, we're going to get right here the message vehicle created successfully, but also get the created vehicle. Now we're going to try the get endpoints to return a list of created vehicles. And here you can see that I actually got here, if I 8 cents, and then we got here some fields. Yeah, we got an array right here which contains 2 vehicles. We got the name, model, and price, but the image is nullable. And here we're going to try to create an image. We are going to switch for form data. And here we're going to send the ID of the vehicle and the image. And for the image, you're going to select the tab right here should be file. And then once you select file, you're going to have the possibility to select an image. And here I'm going to get into this folder. And here I'm going to select some image here. I got some image. I'm gonna select an image of car, and then I'm gonna 8 cents, and then we're going to store an image here. And I'm gonna pass you another endpoint right here, which is the post, and then we're going to pass you vehicles/image. And also guys, we are going to fix an error here. Let me show you. You can see we pass here the image URL should pass you a /. And then let's try this. Now I'm gonna hit send again. We are going to import the storage class to remove the error. I'm gonna pass it here. It supports facade storage. I've removed it. And then we are going to hit again send here. And then we're gonna see, you can see vehicle image uploaded successfully. Now let's try to hit again the get endpoint. Right here I'm passing get is HTTP verb. And here we're going to pass here vehicles, and then we're gonna hit send. And let's try this. You can see that I actually got the image URL. Now I'm gonna tap on it, and then we're gonna try to see if we're gonna see the image right here. And you can see actually we don't have the possibility to see the image. Now in order to see the image, we are going to run this command php artisan. Then I'm tap here storage link to create a symbol link inside the public folder. And then if I refresh the page, we are going to see the image. This is how we show up the image with Laravel. Once you upload the image. Now you need to create a symbolic link inside the public folder by typing PHP artisan storage link, and then you have the possibility to see the image. Now guys, we're going to work on the vehicles page. Before we continue, I'm going to fix a typo here. You can see we pass here vehicle. This is a French. I'm going to pass here vehicle. We're going to pass here vehicle like this. And here we are going to pass here to everywhere where we got vehicle. In this way, we're going to pass here vehicle like this. Vehicle. I'm going to pass this. And then I'm going to click. Yeah, I'm going to pass here replace all. And then we are going to change everywhere. I'm going to pass here for the name of the controller is like this. I'm going to change the name. We are going to get into also inside the API.php. We are going to change here things. We get into routes API. And here we're going to pass here vehicle controller. And here vehicle controller. And also for the model, we are going to get into inside the models folder. And here we're going to modify the file is vehicle. And here I'm going to pass you vehicle like this. And everything is okay. I'm going to check a little bit here. We pass here vehicle like this. And if we got an error while interacting with this vehicle controller, we are going to fix that. Now we're going to get into the admin folder. You can see we got the admin folder. We're going to create the vehicle page. And here I'm going to create here inside the admin folder. I'm going to create another folder. I'm going to name it vehicle. And inside the vehicle, we're going to create in the vehicle page and pass a vehicle page, the view. And also we're going to head in the sidebar view file. In here, we are going to add a link, the router link component. We haven't yet added. And then I'm passing you router link. I'm going to pass the router link, and then we're going to pass the icon. And then you can see we just added the router link, and we have an issue to the third li tag. We're going to fix that. I'm going to pass here the class of flex, pass a flex. And here I'm passing you another class, and then I'm saying margin left, I'm passing you 2. Now lateral check, we got right here. Everything is okay. Now I'm going to duplicate this li tag. We're going to create another one, which is the vehicles. Pass you vehicles. And here we are going to, and here we're going to pass here another icon, which is I'm going to pass here the track icon. I've already imported. Yeah, I'm passing the track icon. You can see I got it inside my icons folder. You can see track icon. If we move to heroicons.com, if I tap here taxi, you can see that actually you don't have here taxi icon, and I choose the track icon. Yeah, you're going to copy this icon right here. Now, let's create the component folder inside the vehicle folder and pass a component. In here, we're going to creating the vehicle table and pass a vehicle table, the view, and we're going to copy the content inside the user table. I'm going to copy all of that, and then we're going to put it inside the vehicle table and pass it here, and we're going to get rid of this function right here. And for the events here, I'm going to define the edit event. I'm going to pass it edit vehicle. And here I'm going to pass you upload image. And then I'm going to pass another function, remove vehicle, to delete a given vehicle. And I'm going to remove this. I'm going to get rid of this code here. And here I'm going to create another column right here, which is the image, and pass here the image. And here we're going to pass it the name, and then we're going to pass it the model, and then the price per kilometer. Pass it price per kilometer, and name, model, price. And then here we're going to have actions button. Inside the actions button, we're going to have here edit and delete. And here I'm passing upload image like this. Now we are going to create a prop here. We're gonna name it vehicles. And then here we're gonna copy this. We're gonna pass it here. And then we are going to say it. And then we're gonna say this vehicle in vehicles. And here I'm passing you vehicles. Where we got use, we're gonna pass here vehicle in vehicles. We're gonna do this, and here I'm gonna go back, and then here we are going to pass here vehicle in vehicles. Yeah, in vehicle, like this. And then where we got user, we are going to pass their vehicle. Vehicle, for the first column, we're going to pass the index. For the second one, we are going to pass you the image. I'm going to pass you, we're going to create the image tag. We're going to pass here vbounds. And then here we're going to pass here vehicle, here that image. And for the alt, and pass here vehicle, and then here we are going to pass here class here to define the width, and then for the width and pass here 10. And here we are going to pass here the name, and then here we're going to pass here the model, and then we're going to pass here the price. Now let's remove the email column and the raw column, and here for the column right here we're going to say upload and pass upload image. And for the event right now, I'm going to copy it here. We have the event upload image. I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna pass it here, and I'm gonna duplicate these columns, and I'm gonna let it like this. When we're gonna start working on the actions by end, we're going to we're gonna add actions by end. I'm gonna let it empty right now. Now we are going to copy also the content inside the user page. I'm gonna copy everything, and then I'm gonna put it inside the vehicle page. I'm gonna pass it here, and here we are going to remove all of that, and then I'm gonna import the vehicle. We are going to import the vehicle table and pass it import vehicle table, and then we're gonna pass it here, and then I'm gonna remove that. Yeah, I'm gonna remove all of this, and now we're going to create a vehicle store. You can see we got the user, and then right here I'm going to create the vehicle, and I'm going to copy the content inside the user store. I'm gonna copy everything and put it inside the vehicle store. Passive vehicle store.js, and then I'm pass it here. Now let's modify things here. We got right here, we got use data. We are going to pass here vehicle data, and then I'm going to remove this and these two. I'm gonna comment this, and this function I'm going to comment this. For the get users, I'm passing get vehicles, and as I'm talking about vehicle, I mean taxi, and then I'm passing you vehicles. Yeah, get vehicles. And right now I'm gonna remove that. I'm going to pass you, we're gonna pass you vehicle data, and here we're gonna remove this. We are going to pass you get vehicles, and for the name of the store, we are going to pass you use vehicle store, and then we're gonna pass you vehicle. Yeah, vehicle like this, and then we're gonna pass it to the alt module replacements and pass it here, and then we're gonna check everything is okay. And here we are going to modify the content inside the get vehicle function. For the endpoints and passive vehicles, and then we are going to remove the rest here. Loading, to modify the value of the loading reactive property when we are making an HTTP request to the server. And here we're going to pass the vehicle data, and here loading, and here we are going to show up the error message in case we got it from the server. And actually everything is okay. Now we're going to go back inside the vehicle page, and then we are going to import the vehicle. We're going to pass here we are going to import the vehicle store, and here we're going to pass here vehicle store is equal to the use vehicle store, and then we're going to pass it to the source ref. And here I'm going to extract the vehicle data to store it. We are going to extract the vehicle data, and then we're going to pass it to the vehicle table. I'm going to get rid of this, and here I'm going to copy the vehicle table. I'm going to copy the vehicle data. We're going to pass it here. We have here, we're going to pass here as the prop vehicles, and then here we're gonna pass here vehicle data. Now remove this line here and these two. And for the title of the page, I'm passing here vehicles, and I can pass even taxis for the title, taxis. And then we are going to get into inside the router folder, and then we're going to import the vehicle page. Here we are going to pass here, I'm going to copy this, we're going to pass it as children, then I'm passing vehicles, and here we are going to pass here page/admin, and then we're going to pass here vehicle, and then we're going to pass here the vehicle page. Yeah, vehicle page like this. Now let's get into inside the browser, and then we're gonna try this out. And here I'm going to refresh the page, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna get right here. You can see we got here vehicles, but we don't see the image. And here I'm gonna go back inside the Navbar view file, and here you can see past the track icon. I'm gonna import it first right here. Now you can see here it doesn't show up because I haven't yet rerun the Vue.js server, and as we are importing it automatically, I should rerun the Vue.js server in order to show it inside the browser. I'm gonna type here npm run dev, and then we are going to rerun the Vue.js server. We are going to show it again, and the Vue.js server is running. Now let me refresh the page here, and then you're gonna see we are going to add the track icon here. We are going to wait a bit. Yeah, you can see that actually just added the track icon. You can see we got it here. And then I'm going to click here, vehicles. We haven't yet specified the path here. Let me check here. We got right here vehicles, and here we are going to pass here the two attributes to the router link. We didn't pass it and pass the users. And here we're gonna pass here two vehicles like this. Now let's try this. I'm gonna click on vehicles, and let's check inside the router folder here. We pass the vehicles for the path, and we are going to get into inside the vehicle. Yeah, everything is okay. Now let me refresh, and then we don't see anything here. We are going to get into inside the console, and then you can see vehicle data. We got vehicle data is undefined inside the vehicle store. We are going to go back inside the vehicle store, and then we are going to fix that vehicle data like this. And here, yeah, we got an error here. Now let's refresh again, and then we got another error. Store to ref is not defined inside the vehicle page. We are going to import it, and here I'm going to pass the store to ref. Yeah, we import it. Now let's refresh again. Yeah, we got another error. User store is not defined here. We have here the vehicle data, and here guys, we should call the get vehicles instead of the get users. I'm gonna pass here the vehicle store, and then I'm gonna pass here get vehicles like this. Now let's refresh again. Yeah, you can see that actually we got data here. We got here some message here. We got an error. And then we are going to try, we're gonna try if we got data here. I'm gonna pass here the vehicle data variable. And then you can see that actually we got an error from the server. And the message here, you can see the routes API vehicle could not be found. Now we are going to fix that. We are going to go back to we're gonna get into inside the API.php file, and here we pass you vehicle, yeah, vehicle controller, and here we are going to check. Yeah, you can see for the name of the folder right here, vehicle. We should remove right here the U. And also we should pass here, you can see for the endpoints is get vehicles. We should remove right here the U. And here too, for the endpoints, I'm going to remove this. We are going to remove that. Sorry for the typo, guys. And here I'm going to pass here get vehicles. And here I'm gonna check here for the endpoint is vehicles like this. And for the migration, you can see as we change the name of the model. Actually, let me show you. This is the actual name of the model is vehicle like this. Now we are going to change also the name of the migration. And here I'm gonna pass here vehicles like this. And here we're gonna pass here to vehicles. Now we're gonna run the migration again. Here we're going to type here this PHP artisan migrate. And then we are going to run the migration. Now let me create a vehicle here. We pass here. We're going to pass here the name here. Pass the name, model, and price. And then I'm gonna change the endpoint right here. I'm pass vehicle. Then I'm gonna 8 cents. And you can see actually we get an empty array. We are eating the get endpoints. Now let me eat the post endpoints. I'm gonna 8 cents. And then you can see vehicle created successfully. We got the name Tesla, model, the model Y, and the price. And if I'm switch to the get, I'm going to get here an array. Now let's get into inside our Vue app, and then we are going to display right here an array of vehicles. And you can see we got the vehicle. Yeah, here we got the vehicle, Tesla Model Y, $12 per kilometer. And now let's upload an image here. I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to switch to form data. And here I'm going to, yeah, you can see actually right here, I'm selecting an image, car booking. And then I'm gonna hit send here. And then we're gonna try, yeah, you can see we got a message here. Yeah, here we are going to change the endpoint to post. And then I'm gonna hit send. And then the name, yeah, we got an error here. We're going to pass here /image, and then I'm gonna hit send to it the upload image endpoint. You can see vehicle uploaded successfully. And then here, if I refresh the page, we are going to see the image right here. You can see we got an image of a taxi. Alright guys, now let's work on the vehicle model. We are going to get into inside the vehicle folder. And we have the component folder. I'm going to create here vehicle model, the view. I'm going to head inside the user folder. And inside the component folder, we're going to copy the contents of the user model. I'm going to copy it and put it inside the vehicle model. Now in here, guys, I'm going to create inputs. I'm going to head inside the step 1, and then I'm going to copy the input arrow component and the input tag. I'm going to put it inside the vehicle model right here. We are going to pass it inside the body. Yeah, like this. And here I'm going to pass here the label. Pass it the label. We're going to say here, we're going to pass it the name. Here I'm pass it the name. And here you can see we run validation against these inputs. I'm going to copy first. Also inside the user store, I'm going to copy the validation here. I'm going to copy something in here. We are going to head inside the login store, and we are going to copy we are going to import the use validate composable. I'm going to copy this, and then we're going to put it inside the vehicle store, pass it here. And also I'm going to copy other things here, like the rules objects and some logic that we use in order to run validation against a given input. Now I'm going to copy all of this, and then I'm going to put it inside the vehicle store. And in here, we're gonna pass it here. And I'm going to create right here an input. I'm gonna pass a const, and then I'm gonna pass a vehicle input is equal to ref. We are going to assign it name, pass it the name. We're going to assign it the name. Then here we're gonna pass it the model, and also we're gonna pass it the price per kilometer. Now we're going to run validation against the vehicle input reactive property. Now we're gonna copy it, and then we're gonna pass it to the rules array. And pass here rules, and here we are going to say the name property is gonna be required. I'm gonna duplicate this, and then here we're gonna pass here the price. We're gonna pass it the model, and finally we're going to pass here the price like this. Now we're going to pass the rules objects and the input to the use validate composable. And pass here, we're going to pass here the vehicle. We're going to pass here vehicle. We're going to pass here vehicle input, and also we're going to pass here the rules objects like this. And here I'm going to pass here, we're going to pass here vehicle validation. And here we are going to check if the validation works pretty well. If the validation passes, we are going to make an HTTP request to the server and pass it here. Validation and pass here $. Yeah, vehicle validation, and then vehicle validation, that value, that's validate. If the validation works, we're going to make an HTTP request to the server. I'm going to remove this, and here we're going to say create vehicle like this. And I'm going to copy this try catch. I'm going to pass it inside the create vehicle function. Now here we're going to call the post data function, and we are going to send data we are going to send the vehicle inputs object to the same pass it that value. And if we just get a vehicle, we are going to display a message. I'm going to pass here data that message like this. And also we are going to create another reactive property that we use in order to show the model. Pass here const. We're going to pass here model var is equal to ref. The default value is going to be false. Yeah, like this. And I think we got the same function inside the user store. I'm going to copy the tag model function. I'm going to put it inside the vehicle store. And here I'm passed here. And like this, I'm going to remove this. And then we are going to pass all these things that we just created to the return statement. And here I'm going to pass here the create vehicle and the vehicle validation. We are going to scroll down, and here we're going to pass here validation. Yeah, we're going to pass here create vehicle, and we're going to pass here the model var, we'll pass here model var, and we're going to pass here to the tag model function. I'm going to copy it, and here we're going to pass it here. And we made a mistake here, guys. You can see we pass here model var instead of model var like this. You can see we should pass here an A instead of an E like this. And everything is okay now. I'm going to head inside the vehicle model, and then we are going to run the validation against our inputs. And let me pass to this here model var here, and then I'm pass here this one, and everything is okay. Now let's get into inside the vehicle model, and then we're going to run validation against inputs. And here I'm going to pass here the vehicle validation, that's name, that's errors. And I'm going to remove this. And then here we are going to import here. We are going to import the vehicle store const vehicle store is equal to use vehicle store. And we are going to extract this property using the SocialRef in order to preserve reactivity. I'm going to pass it here, and then is equal to use store. We're going to pass here store is equal to store to ref, and then we're going to pass it the vehicle store. We can pass here vehicle store like this, and everything is okay. Now we're going to create our input like the model and the price. I'm going to duplicate this, and for the second one, I'm going to say here we're going to pass the model, and here pass here the model. And now here we are going to create the last input, which is the price. We're going to say price per kilometer, price per, we're going to pass here price per kilometer, and here we're going to pass here the price, and here we're going to pass here, I'm going to pass here, yeah, right now, first of all, we are going to pass here the inputs. For the first input, you can see do pass here vehicle validation, we pass the name, and we should extract also the vehicle inputs. And pass here vehicle, we're going to pass here vehicle inputs, and here I'm going to copy this and pass here vehicle inputs like this, that's name, and here vehicle inputs, that's model, and vehicle inputs, here that's price. Like this, here everything is okay. Now for the title, I'm going to pass here create vehicle, pass here div, and with a class of text to Excel. Yeah, and pass here text to Excel, and I'm pass here font semi-bold, and then I pass here create vehicle, pass here create vehicle, and like this, everything is okay. Now I'm going to define a prop. You can see you pass here props that show. In order to pop up the model, I'm gonna pass here const props is equal to define props. And then we are going to define a prop. For the prop, we're going to pass here the loading. Then we're going to pass to the save button, and also pass here the show. Now let's import the vehicle model inside the vehicle. I'm going to get in here. We're going to import vehicle model, and then we're going to pass here. I'm going to pass here the vehicle model, and we're going to pass it the show problem. Pass here the show. We are going to pass here the show, and we are going to extract the property inside the store. I'm pass here more over. Yeah, we're gonna pass here more over like this, and then we're gonna pass it the show prop in order to pop up the model. And now we're going to create a button inside the vehicle table. In here, I'm pass here class, with flex. And then I'm passing justify and padding 2. And then here we're going to copy a button inside the user table. I'm going to copy the class of the button here. And then we're going to pass it inside the vehicle table. Pass here, we're going to pass here the button. For the text, we're going to say text white. I'm going to pass here text white. And like this. And then the border, we're going to remove the border. But instead, I'm passing BG. Indigo 7. I'm going to pass a BG Indigo 700, and also I'm going to create another. We are going to define another event. We're going to say show model. Show. I'm going to pass here show model, and then I'm going to emit it and pass in click event is equal to. We are going to emit here show model like this. Everything is okay, guys. And then let's try this inside the browser, and then you can see we got the button here. I'm going to click create. Now let me get inside the console, and then we're gonna check if we got an error. I'm going to refresh the page first, and we have an error inside the vehicle model. You can see reading the name is undefined vehicle model. And here we're going to go back inside the vehicle model, and we have an error here, vehicle model, that's name. The name is undefined. Now let's check. I'm going to go back inside the vehicle store, and then we're going to fix something in it. And here we should pass here the vehicle input. We forgot to pass it to the return statement. And now we're going to call the function that we passed inside the vehicle table and pass here show model, and then is equal to the toggle model function. I'm going to pass here the vehicle store. Yeah, we're going to pass the vehicle store that toggle. We're going to pass the toggle model, and then we're going to check. Now let me pop up the model. Yeah, you can see we just pop up the model, and we have the title create vehicle. Now, if I click on save button, we are going to run validation against these inputs. Now, in order to run validation against these inputs, I'm going to call a function, and inside the vehicle table, inside the vehicle model, sorry, I'm going to do this. You can see right here, we have on click, we pass here save. We are going to pass here the vehicle store, and then we are going to call the function defined inside the vehicle store.js. I'm going to pass this, yeah, like this, vehicle store. And in here, we are going to call this function. Let me show you create vehicle. I'm going to copy this, and then we are going to pass it here. We have create vehicle like this. Now let's try it again. I'm gonna click save. Yeah, you can see that we just run validation against the inputs. The name is required. The model is required. Pass here the model, and here we're gonna pass here the price. Now I'm passing again Tesla, and here I'm going to create another model. I'm say model X here like this, and price per kilometer. I'm going to pass here even 50, and then I'm gonna click save. Yeah, you can see save vehicle created successfully. And then if we, I'm going to close the model, and then we got an error. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to add this event inside the model in order to avoid this error. And then you can see that actually got two vehicles right here. You can see Tesla, Model Y, and a Model X. And now, in order to avoid an error here, you can see actually when we click on the close button, we provoke an error because we don't import these events here. We don't define this event here. I'm going to define that event, which is the toggle model, const emit, then define emit here. And I'm passing you the name of the function here, which is the toggle model. I'm going to pass it here. And also we should, inside the vehicle table, I'm going to pass here to toggle model instead of show model. I'm pass it to toggle model. And then inside the vehicle page, I'm going to pass here toggle model like this. And I'm going to copy this function and pass it to the vehicle model like this. And now we are going to extract also another thing. Here you can see to our vehicle model, we pass here the loading property. In case when we are making an HTTP request, we are going to disable the button. We're going to say saving. And here I'm going to pass here, yeah, you can see pass here prop. And we can just remove it because we import the vehicle store inside the model. I'm going to remove it. And then I'm going to extract it here and pass here loading. And then we are going to pass here loading like this. I'm going to pass here loading. Yeah, loading is there. Everything is okay. Now I'm going to try to create a vehicle again, and then we're going to see what we're going to get. I'm going to create the model. I'm going to click on create. We power the model. If I click save, we close the model. And let me create another vehicle and pass here. I'm going to pass here TX. X is a vehicle, and then I'm pass here taxi. Pass here taxi. And then I'm pass here the model 001. And then here the price per kilometer. I'm pass here 2. And then I'm going to hit save again. You can see saving. And here you can see vehicle created successfully. Now guys, let's reset the validation. Every time when we just created a vehicle, we need to reset the validation. We are going to get into inside the vehicle. So in here, I'm going to call a function here. We are going to call the reset function after we just created a vehicle. And then we are going to pass it here. We are going to pass here validation, that's value, that resets. And we are going to reset also the input. We are going to pass here the vehicle, pass here the vehicle input, that value is equal to an empty object. And also I'm going to import another validation here, which is numeric. We are going to check the price should be a number. And then here I'm pass here numeric. And that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, if we created another vehicle, let's say I'm pass here taxi 2, and I'm pass here taxi, and here I'm pass here for the model, I'm pass here model 00, and pass here model 002, and here for the price per kilometer, I'm pass here 40, I'm pass here 34, and then I'm gonna click save. And then you can see we just reset the validation and we just reset the inputs. Alright guys, now let's work on the actions button, edit and delete. And finally, we're going to work on the upload image. Now let's get into inside the vehicle table. And here I'm going to pass here two buttons. If we get into the browser, you can see we got the edit and delete. And for, I'm going to add a padding, a space between these two buttons, flex gap 1. And here you're gonna see we have a space between these two buttons. Now you can see here I just call the edit vehicle function. Yeah, that we define here, edit vehicle and remove vehicle when we want to delete a given vehicle. Now we're going to get inside the vehicle store, and in here I'm going to create another reactive property. I'm gonna name it edit. We're gonna use this boolean value in order to decide if we are going to create or update a given vehicle. Now here I'm going to pass it here and pass here edit that value. If the value of the edit reactive property is equal to true, we are going to make a put request to receiver, else we're going to make a post request to receiver. Now I'm going to go inside the ATP, the JS file. In here, I'm going to create another function. I'm going to name it put data. And we're going to use it in order to update the data. Where we got post, I'm going to pass here put data. And here for the ATP verb, I'm pass here put like this. Now let's go back inside the vehicle store.js. In here, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to pass here put data. I'm going to pass here put data. Yeah, like this. And then you can see we just import it right here, put data. Now let's pass the edit reactive property to the return statement. And also we are going to head inside the vehicle page, so that we are going to use the edit reactive property. Now let me create right here first the function. Let me extract edit and vehicle inputs, and here we're gonna pass a function edit and pass the edit vehicle, and we are going to pass it the ID, and we are going to do this vehicle input that ID is equal to the ID. And we're going to do model. We're going to pass a model that value is equal to true. And pass the edit vehicle is equal to edit vehicle. If you get inside the vehicle table, you can see we got this event here, edit vehicle, like this. And then we are going to get into the vehicle model. Right here, we have the vehicle model. In here, we are going to change the name of the function. We're going to name it create or update vehicle, like this. And then I'm going to go back inside the vehicle store. We are going to modify the name of the function. We are going to pass here, we got create vehicle. I'm going to pass here create or update vehicle, and here create or update vehicle. Now let's get inside the browser, and then we are going to click on the button edit and see what we're gonna get. Now here I'm going to refresh the page, and then here I'm going to click on edit here. We got here on edit, and then you can see that actually you don't got the name here. I forgot to pass it to inside the edit vehicle function. You can see right here, pass here the ID. Instead of passing the ID, we can just pass here the vehicle. I'm pass here vehicle like this, and then I'm going to pass it. I'm gonna do this, that value like this, and then that value is equal to the vehicle. The vehicle is gonna be an object that we're gonna pass here. And I'm going to remove the ID. I'm gonna pass an entire object like this, vehicle. And then let's see what we're gonna get again. And then we are going to click on edit. You can see we got right here the name of the vehicle, the model, and the price. I'm gonna click on the third vehicle here. Name of the vehicle is taxi, and here I'm gonna name it taxi in capital case. And here I'm gonna pass you model 00, and then here I'm passing you X and C. And then for the price per kilometer, I'm gonna pass you 20. And I'm going to click save again. Yeah, you can see vehicle created successfully. And here you can see that we just updated the third vehicle. You can see taxi and here model. And now guys, what I'm going to do here, you can see when we click on the create button, we have here save. And when we are going to click on the edit, we're going to pass here edit instead of save. Now we are going to go back inside the vehicle model, and then we're going to modify something here. Where we got here, you can see here in case we have here loading, and then here save. And then here I'm going to pass here another condition. I'm going to pass here, we are going to pass here edit. I'm gonna extract here edit, and then I'm gonna create a reactive property right here. Const, I'm gonna say save btn label is equal to ref, and pass is equal to ref. We're gonna pass here edit, and then if edit is equal to true, we're gonna pass here update. Else we're gonna pass here save like this, and then we're gonna pass it here to the backend and pass it here. And once we just finish processing the creates or updates request, I'm going to change the value of the edit reactive property. I'm going to modify the value and pass here edit that value. We're gonna pass its initial value, which is false, is equal to false. Like this. Yeah, now let's try it again. I'm gonna refresh the page again here, and here we are going to click again on the edit button, and then we're gonna wait a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna click again here. You can see on the third vehicle, I'm going to click here, update here, edit. And then we got here taxi, the model, and then let's see here which we got right here. Put data, and here post data. And inside the vehicle page, I'm gonna check something. If everything is okay here, I'm going to check here. Yeah, we pass here the model that value true, and also guys, we should pass here the edit that value is equal to true. Now let's check again. I'm going to close the model. I'm gonna refresh the page again, and then I'm gonna click for the third vehicle right here. You can see for the first test it failed. We created a vehicle. Now here I'm going to update again. Here I'm gonna pass here another name, and I'm gonna click edit. And where we got taxi, I'm gonna pass here 3x, and then here for the model, I'm passing model 2, and for the price, I'm passing 29. Now let's click update, and then you can see vehicle updated successfully. And then you can see here for the third vehicle, we got right here XX, and everything is okay. Now, when we just updated a vehicle, I'm going to close the model. I'm going to go back inside. I'm going to get into inside the vehicle store. And in here, I'm going to pass here model. I'm going to pass here model that value is equal to false. I'm going to close it, so that when the user is going to click on the create button here, when the user click on the create button, we are going to pass it the value of false. That value is equal to false. And then let's check again. I'm going to refresh the page here. And here I'm going to click again, edit. For the second here, for the second vehicle, we got Tesla Model X. And here I'm going to write Tesla in capital case, pass here Tesla. And then here I'm going to pass here Model X. And here for the price, I'm pass here 10. And then I'm going to click update. Yeah, you can see we just modify the name here. Vehicle updated successfully. And here you got Tesla Model X. For the price is 10. Alright guys, before we start with the delete button, we are going to fix something inside the create update function within the vehicle store. I'm going to tweak something. You can see actually, if I click edit, you can see the value of the button is changed, is update. And we click on create, the value is still update. And if we create a value, we're going to obviously close the model. And yeah, let's fix that. We are going to tweak something here. I'm going to create two functions. The first one is edit vehicle, and the second one is create vehicle. And then we are going to do this. When we just edit a given vehicle, I'm going to do this. I'm going to close first the model, and then I'm going to change the value of the edit reactive property to false. And finally, I'm going to reset the fields. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this line here. I'm going to pass it here, And also, when we are going to create a vehicle, we're going to obviously close the model. Yeah, we are going to reset the inputs instead of closing the model, because we can give the user the possibility to create another vehicle. That's it, guys. Now I'm going to call the function here. I'm pass you a weight, and then here edit vehicle, and then here we are going to call create vehicle like this. And then I'm not getting rid of the model.value. I'm going to get rid of these two values. And here I'm going to pass you edit, like this, edit that false here when we just create a vehicle. And we everything is okay now. Now we are going to move to the delete button, and we're gonna use a package which is Vue Suite Alert. We're going to go at GitHub. You're gonna tap Vue Suite Alert 2, and then once you move at github.com, you're gonna see this. Now we're going to add Vue Suite Alerts. First of all, we need to install it. You're gonna copy this command, and then we are going to move it inside the app.js file. And in here, this says this. We need to import these two lines inside the app.js. I'm going to copy them, and then we're going to scroll down. We're going to get into within the app.js. I'm going to pass it here, and then we're going to pass it to the Vue instance. Pass here app.use. We're going to pass here Vue Suite Alert 2. Now, inside the helper folder, I'm going to put in some methods. Here, I'm going to put in a function. And here, once you scroll down at the end, you're going to see this line right here. The documentation for Socialte 2, you can find it here. You're going to click here, and then you're going to move on this page. Now, on this page, you're going to find more examples of Vue Socialte 2. I'm going to click on this button. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see other examples, guys, and how to use the Vue Socialte. Now here, I've already copied a function. Here you can see, I'm going to copy on this. There is more example right here. I've already created a function. For that, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to put it inside the util.js file. And here, I'm going to explain you how it works. I'm going to put it inside the util.js file right here. And then I'm going to call a function inside the vehicle page. I'm going to create a function, remove vehicle, passive function, then remove vehicle, remove vehicle, and then we're going to pass it the ID, and then I'm going to call the function confirm deletion. And here I'm passing here something like, are you delete, or are you sure? Are you sure? And then I'm going to call that function. Let's get into the browser, and then let's see what we're going to get here. Now I'm going to call the remove vehicle. We're going to pass it to the vehicle table component. Pass here remove. Yeah, I'm going to pass here remove vehicle like this. And then we're going to call it. Now let's get into the browser. I'm going to refresh the page first of all. And in here, I'm going to click on delete. Here we don't get anything. I'm going to get into the console, and then here we got an error, confirm deletion is not defined. I'm going to import the confirm deletion function from util.js file. I'm going to pass here confirm deletion, and then we just import it. Now let's try this. Yeah, swal is not defined here. I'm going to copy this line here because we need to import the swal object so that we're going to get access to the method here. We are going to get access to this function here, the file. We are going to import this swal here and pass it here. And then let's try it again. I'm going to click again, confirm, and then you can see, are you sure? Now let's see here, guys. Let me explain you something here. Now you can see here, I pass here a message. This message can be undefined. And here for the title of the Suite Alert, I pass here, are you sure? And then for the text here, I'm checking if it's undefined. If it's undefined, we're going to show, do you want to delete this? Or we can pass a custom message. And then here, I'm going to wrap the swal function inside a promise. And then the results of this, of the file function, it returns a promise. and the result right here is a Boolean value. And then I'm checking if the value is true. We are going to resolve a value here. It's going to be true. If it's true, we are going to resolve the value, and then we are going to do something else. If it rejects another, we're going to do anything. Now let's get into inside the vehicle page. In here is the confirm deletion returns a promise. I'm going to remove this message in order to show the default message. Now here I'm passing that then, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to make an HTTP request to the server. Now you can see you got pass here confirm deletion, and then I'm going to call a function that I'm going to create inside the vehicle store. Let's get in. In here, I'm going to duplicate this function here. I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to create an HTTP request. I'm going to say delete vehicle. Yeah, delete vehicle. And then we're going to pass here the ID of the vehicle that we want to remove. I'm going to copy this line here, and I'm going to copy the post here. I'm going to copy the post, and then I'm going to pass it here. I'm going to pass here, and pass a const data, await, and then is equal to post data. And here we're going to create another function inside the vehicle. We are going to create another function inside the http.js file. We're going to use it in order to make delete request to the server. Now you can see we got a put. I'm going to copy this, and then here I'm pass here. We're going to create another one which is delete, and like this, and then here I'm passing delete data like this. We're going to pass the endpoints and the inputs. Yeah, let's go back inside the vehicle store.js, and here we're gonna call the delete data function. Yeah, like this, and then we are going to pass it the ID and pass here the ID. Now let's pass the delete vehicle function. We're gonna pass it to the return statement, and so that we're gonna get access to it and pass it delete vehicle, and then we're gonna get into inside the vehicle page in order to delete a given vehicle. Now here, when the user just click confirm, I'm going to move here and pass here vehicle. I'm gonna pass here the vehicle store, pass a vehicle store that delete vehicle. I'm going to pass it this ID here, and then we are going to delete the vehicle like this. Now once we just delete a vehicle, I'm going to call this function in order to update the vehicle table. I'm gonna pass here await, and then we can just call this second function here and pass here async. Now let's try this. I'm going to click on this line right here. I'm going to remove this vehicle, and then I'm click confirm, and then you can see code to undefined function destroy. Yeah, we have an error inside the API.php. I'm gonna fix an error right here. We write here destroy this story, yeah, instead of destroy. I'm going to fix that and pass it destroy, and then let's try it again. I'm going to click delete. Let's see what we're gonna get. Confirm, and then we can see vehicle deleted successfully, and it works. Now let's move to the upload image button. Alright guys, now let's work on the upload image button. We're going to get into the component folder, and then here I'm going to create the component. I'm going to create another component which is the upload. I'm going to name it upload image model. Pass here upload image model, the view. I'm going to copy content inside the vehicle model and put it inside the upload image model. And then I'm going to modify the body of the model. Inside the body of the model, I'm going to put in an image tag, and I'm going to pass here this style, and then I'm saying the height is gonna be 150 pixel, and for the alt attribute I'm gonna pass here even image, and we're going to pass the image tag a dynamic value. I'm going to pass here the label, and here I'm gonna pass select image, and then I'm under the label attribute, under the label tag I'm pass here another tag which is the file, and I'm going to pass it an event change, then I'm pass a select image. Now we're going to create the select image function up here, pass a function, then I'll pass a select image. I'm going to pass it the event like this, And here I'm going to do also something here. I'm going to create a function here, a reactive property. I'm going to name it image is equal to ref, like this, and then the default value is going to be now. Now when we are going to select the image, we are going to assign it to the image reactive property. Now I'm going to do this const and pass selected image is equal to event.target.files. Yeah, like this. We're going to pass here. We're going to select the first index, which is the file, and then I'm going to select the image tag here. And for the image tag is where we're going to output the selected image, and then I'll pass here the ID output image, like this. And then I'm going to select this element and pass here. I'm going to pass here output is equal to document.query selector. I'm going to select that element, pass it here. Here we're going to do output.source is equal to euro, and then here I'm passing create object euro. And in here we're going to pass in the selected image, and then we're going to do this. I'm going to pass the output that onload function is equal to function, and then here, and then inside the function we are going to pass in the euro, and then we're going to pass a revoke object euro. We're going to pass in the selected image, and then we are going to do this. We are going to do image that value is equal to selected image, like this. And then also in here we're going to define an event. I'm going to go inside the vehicle model, and then I'm going to copy these two lines here at the bottom. I'm going to copy this, and then I'll pass it inside the upload image model and pass it here. And we are going to use the show prop in order to show up the model, and the toggle function to show and hide the model. For the title of the model, I'm going to pass here upload image. And for the back end at the bottom, I'm going to pass here. We're going to pass here upload image, pass here upload. Going to pass here if the loading reactive property, the value is equal to true, we are going to pass here uploading, else we are going to pass here upload, like this. Now we are going to add this property here. I'm going to pass here. We're going to pass here loading, like this. Now we're going to go inside the vehicle page, and then we are going to import in this model. We're going to try to see if we are going to show up an image if we select it. Now let's go inside the vehicle page. In here I'm going to import the component upload image model from component folder, and then we're going to pass it there. Now we are going to pass it here. I'm going to remove this and pass it under the h1 tag. Then here I'm passing upload image model, and then here we're going to pass it an attribute, which is the show. Now we're going to pass to the upload image model. We're going to pass it a property in order to show up the model. And before we do that, I'm going to create right here, first of all, a function upload, and pass upload image. And the upload image takes an ID. Let me check inside the vehicle table. And here we pass here the ID. You can see we have here the ID. I'm going to pass it there, upload image. And then we're going to call the function on the vehicle components. And here, let's go back inside the vehicle page, and then I'll pass the upload image. And then here, we're going to do something here. Yeah. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to call the upload image. I'm going to pass it to the vehicle table. I'm going to do this. Upload image is equal to upload function. And then we're going to create another store inside the vehicles folder. I'm going to name it upload image vehicle store, and the name is long, and then I'm going to name it upload vehicle image store.js. Now let's get inside the vehicle store, and then we are going to copy the content. I'm going to put it inside the upload vehicle image store and pass it here. Now we are going to remove some things here like this. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to stay with some function here. I'm going to create here, first of all, I'm going to create the model var. I'm I'm passing more var is equal to ref. The default value is going to be false. I'm going to create a reactive property and name it image. The default value is going to be now. And for the name of the store, I'm passing use vehicle, image store like this, and then we're going to pass here. Yeah, we're gonna pass here use upload image, use upload vehicle image store, and then here I can pass here upload image, upload vehicle store like this. Now I'm going to remove other things inside the store. Here I'm gonna go down to the bottom, and then I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to pass the use upload vehicle store to the accept automatic replacement. I'm gonna pass it here. And then we're gonna check here, everything is fine. Now I'm gonna pass here the image and the model var to the return statements. Now we're going to create another function that we're gonna use in order to send the image to the server that we just uploaded. And then here I'm passing upload image, upload vehicle image, and then we are going to pass here the logic. Now, in order to get the function, I'm going to get into Postman, and then this is the endpoints API /vehicles /image. Now I'm going to copy the code here. I'm going to copy this code, and then I'm going to modify it. I'm going to put it inside the upload vehicle image here, and here we're going to pass here the token. I'm going to call a function here. And here, guys, you can see that we are using the form data the form data class in order to upload the image. And here I'm going to call a function use data, and then it's going to get use data. And once we just call this function, we're going to have the possibility to pass you the token. And here I'm going to remove this, and here we're going to pass here plus use data, and then that token. And now we are going to pass here the ID, and also we are going to pass here the image. And here I'm going to modify the name of the image reactive property and pass here upload input, and pass here upload image input, and I'm going to pass it to value. I'm going to pass it to property, pass it the ID and image, and here I'm passing the ID and here the image. And here I'm going to do this. I'm going to pass the uploads image inputs that value that ID. And for the second field that we need to send to the server, we're going to pass here upload image inputs that value that image. And yeah, like this. Now I'm going to remove the redirect right here. And for the endpoint here, I'm going to get rid of this because we're going to pass you the app objects, and then that API base 0, and then we're going to pass here the endpoint and pass here /vehicles/image. And for the response, we're going to await for a JSON object here. And then once we just finish processing this request, we are going to do our thing. Now let's pass the upload image input to the return statement, and then we are going to check if we are going to select the image. And once we select the image, we are going to send it on the to the server. Now I'm going to pass you upload image input object, and inside the uploads image model, the view file. In here, guys, we are going to do this. You can see actually we created here a constant, which is the image, and then we assign it the image that the user is going to be selecting. Now I'm going to remove that, and we are going to import the upload vehicle image. And then here I'm passing upload, and then we're going to pass here vehicle image store. Yeah, upload image vehicle store, and then we're going to pass here use upload. Yeah, I'm going to pass here use. I'm going to pass here use upload vehicle image store. And here we're going to, I'm gonna check here something, guys. We don't import it automatically. Yeah, this is the name. Then I'm gonna copy it. We're gonna pass it here, and then we are going to import it and pass it here. Yeah, we don't import it, and here it seems we got an error here inside the upload vehicle image, and we export it. Use we export use upload vehicle image, and then we pass it to the accept auto module replacement, to the accept auto module update function. And now let me check why we don't update it, we don't import it automatically here. I'm going to import it, and then I'm pass it here, and we're going to import it from the store folder. We're going to get out of this folder, and then we're going to get into inside this tools folder and pass a /. And here we're going to get into again. I'm going to get into again inside the source folder, and then we're going to get into inside the vehicle, and we're going to import the upload vehicle image, so like this. And here, guys, as we just import the vehicle image, so we are going to get access to the upload image input, and I'm going to extract it and pass a const. I'm going to extract it and pass a const, and then is equal to store to ref to preserve reactivity. We're gonna pass the upload vehicle, so, and here I'm passing upload image input. Now we are going to assign it this value. We're gonna pass the upload image input that value that image like this, and I'm going to import it to this store inside. I'm gonna import it inside the vehicle page, and then we are going to assign the upload image that value that ID a value. And here I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy this and put it inside the vehicle page. And here I'm gonna pass it here. I'm going to pass here use upload image vehicle. We're gonna import it. Yeah, we got it here. And then we are going to pass here const and pass here const. And I'm going to import, I'm gonna extract the model var. You can see we got two model var reactive property. I'm going to rename this one in order to avoid an error. I'm gonna pass here colon, and here we're gonna pass you upload image vehicle, pass here upload image vehicle model. And then I'm going to copy this property. I'm going to pass it to the upload image model component. Pass here and pass it to the show. Pass here show is equal to the upload vehicle model, to the upload image vehicle model. And now we are going to extract also the upload image input. And then once we're gonna call the upload image function, we are going to assign it that ID. We're gonna do this upload image that file is equal to the ID. Pass here that ID. That ID is equal to the ID. And we are going to change the value of the upload image vehicle model reactive property. We're gonna pass it true. That value is equal to true. And like this, yeah, let me check. Yeah, the is a reactive property, because if we put our case over the upload image vehicle model, you can see they infers it to be a type of ref. And yeah, like this. Now we are going to try this. I'm going to open up the model. Let's get into inside the browser, guys. We got an error. We are going to fix it. And I'm going to remove the question mark here, this option chaining. And then I'm going to, yeah, we got another error. I'm going to remove the option chaining again here. I'm going to remove that. And then let's see what we're going to get here. I'm going to refresh the page. And then we got an error here. Inside the upload image model.view file, we got an error here. And I'm going to get into inside the upload image model. And here we are going to fix that error. I just pass you the upload. Yeah, uploads. Yeah, I'm going to remove the option chaining there. And then let's see again. Now I'm going to click on the upload image, and then I'm gonna pass here upload. And then here I'm gonna get into the image folder. I'm going to select an image of a taxi. And now, guys, let's send this image to the server. And also we're going to modify the label of our upload image model. And we're going to get into inside the upload vehicle image. So I'm going to copy this code. We're going to put it inside a promise. And here I'm passing return new promise. We're going to pass here return new promise. And then we are going to pass here this code. I'm going to rename the request options and pass here upload image payload. Upload image payload. And we're going to pass it to the resolve function. And again, I'm going to copy all of that and I'll put it inside try catch. In case we got an error, we're going to reject it and pass here reject. Yeah, error. And like this, guys. Now we are going to copy this code here and we are going to head inside the upload image model.vue file. We are going to pass inside a function that we're going to create right here. Now I'm going to create right here function and pass here upload image, and then we are going to pass here this code, and here I'm going to pass here sync. Now you can see we already imported the use upload vehicle image. So now we are going to call the function, and here I'm not use the upload vehicle image. So we're gonna pass it here. I'm pass here const, and then we are going to pass here payload. Yeah, and then we're gonna pass here await, and then we are going to get here. We are going to do that upload. I'm going to pass you that upload image. Now we need to pass to the upload vehicle image function. We're going to pass it to the return statement so that we're going to have the possibility to get access to it. And then we are going to go back inside the upload image model. We're going to pass it here. And now once we got the payload, we're going to pass it where we got request options here. And then we are going to reset here this image tag, and you can see actually when we select the image, we're going to display it inside the image tag. I'm going to reset it, and I'm going to do this document.query selector and pass here the output. We're going to pass here the output image that value is equal to that source like this is equal to empty like this. And also we are going to do this. I'm going to pass here first here upload, and I'm going to pass also the lowering property. We are going to pass it here, and I'm going to remove it here. And now I'm going to create here a lowering. If we get inside the upload vehicle image, so we don't got it here. I made a mistake here. I fix it. And then we are going to define a reactive property. We're going to name it lowering. I'm going to pass it here. Const lowering is equal to ref false as default value. And then we're going to pass it to the return statement. Pass here lowering. Now inside the upload image model, I'm going to extract it. And then here, when we're going to start making the HTTP request, we're going to do loading that value is equal to false. And once we finish processing the request, we are going to change the value. I'm going to do this. We're going to show the error, and then we're going to pass the error that message, and we are going to modify the loading value. And here I should pass here true like this. Everything is okay. Now we're about to try this. Upload image. Everything is okay, guys. Now we are going to call the upload image function. Pass the upload image. We are going to pass it to the button here. On click event, we are going to call it and pass it there. Yeah, everything is okay, guys. And for the tag or model function, I'm going to do this. Instead of defining here an event, I can just remove it, and then I'm going to extract the model var and pass a model var, and then we are going to do model var that value is equal to false. Here where we got the on click event, pass here model var is equal to false, and then we're going to close the model. Everything is okay. Now let's try this, and here I'm going to close the model, passing model var that value is equal to false. And once we just upload the image, we are going to call another function, which is here inside the vehicle page. I'm going to call the get vehicles. And here I'm going to do this. You can see we pass this function here. I'm going to copy it. And then we are going to define an event inside the upload image model in order to call that function. And here I'm going to pass it here. I'm going to define an event get vehicles and pass it here. Now inside the upload image model, I'm going to pass it here. Let me define an event. Const emit is equal to define emit, and then we are going to pass here an array. Yeah. And once we just process the request, I'm gonna pass here a sync, and then we are going to do this emit, and here we're gonna pass here await. Yeah, we're going to pass here await get vehicles. Like this, we are done. Now let's try it. Let's give it a shot. Now let me get into the browser and refresh the page, and then we're gonna try this. I'm going to click here, upload, and here I'm going to upload an image here. I'm gonna choose an image here, and I'm going to click on upload, and then you can see uploading. Yeah, we uploading. Let me fix this. We should pass here uploading like this, and here you can see that actually we don't finish processing the request. Now I'm going to get into the network tab, and then we're gonna check where we got right here. I'm going to close the model, and then I'm gonna refresh the page. We're gonna open the model again. I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna click here again, upload, and then I'm going to select an image. Here we are going to click here. We're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna click upload again and pass here upload. And here you can see that actually we don't make an HTTP request to the server. Now, in order to make an HTTP request to the server, we are going to import the app objects. Right now, we don't import it. I'm going to pass here app objects, and then we have it here. And now we are going to try it again. I'm trying to create another vehicle. I'm going to click create, and here we got updates. Let me fix something inside the vehicle model. We are going to pass here edit.value like this. I'm going to click here. You can see we got save here and pass here XX, and here for the model, and here I'm going to pass here the price per kilometer. I'm going to click save, and again we just created another vehicle, but we don't display right here the message. Now I'm going to fix another issue inside the vehicle store. And we got this issue when we create the edit vehicle and the create vehicle function. I'm going to do this. Once we just created a vehicle, we are going to call this function. I'm going to call another function, which is the get vehicles. I'm gonna copy it. We removed it, and we're gonna pass it here. Create vehicle. We're gonna call it here, and we're gonna call it here too. And also we're going to return the data. You can see here we pass here data, but actually the data is undefined as we don't return it here. I'm gonna pass here return data. I'm gonna create a constant right here. Const data is equal to await, and here const data is equal to await, and here I'm going to pass here return data. Now let's create another vehicle. I'm gonna pass here a Tesla, and then here I'm passing model. I'm pass here model Y, and here I'm gonna pass here the price. Now let's save. Yeah, we just save, and here you can see we got Tesla model Y, and here I can delete it. I'm trying to delete these two, and then I'm going to upload an image for this taxi right here. For the latest taxi, yeah, you can see right here, pass it Tesla Model X. I'm gonna delete it, and then I'm gonna upload the image here for the last taxi, and here I'm gonna choose the image. I'm going to pass you this image, and then I'm gonna click upload, and there we go. You can see we just uploaded an image here. We got it here. Now I'm gonna try to upload another image, and you can see here, actually we got right here to the input tag, we got car booking. I'm going to reset it when we just upload an image. And we're going to go back inside the upload image model. In here, I'm going to select this input and pass here document that's query selector. And then here I'm pass here image input that source that value is equal to empty. And then I'm gonna pass it this element. And here I'm gonna pass here an ID, and then like this. And we just uploaded an image for a vehicle. Everything is okay. Now we're gonna do other thing. Alright guys, now we're gonna design the home page. Then we're gonna be talking about root middleware in order to limit access to a certain types of users like customer and driver. You can see when the customer is gonna log in, we are not going to show him the users page, but instead we're gonna hide it, as well as for the driver. And I'm going to fix something inside the sidebar components. Let's say I want to move to the users page here. And if I click here where I'm moving the mouse, I'm not going to move to the page. And if I pull the case over the icon here or the users, I'm going to move there. And this is a problem of the user experience. We're going to fix it together. Now, here, what I want to do is when we just added the BG over on an li tag, I want to move immediately on the page if I click there. Now, in order to fix that, we're going to get inside the sidebar view components. In here, guys, I'm going to copy this class here, and then I'm pass it here. I'm gonna pass it here to the RAR link. And then once we click on the RAR link, we're gonna move immediately to the page. And I'm going to copy this here. I'm gonna copy this icon. I'm gonna put it inside the RAR link. Yeah, like this. And then I'm gonna remove the li tag here in order to improve the user experience. We're gonna do the same thing for the home page. I'm going to copy here the RAR link. And once we click here, yeah, I'm going to pass here home page. I'm passing home page. And once we click on the page, we are going to move to the home page. And for the path for the payment, I'm passing here payment like this. And for the third one, I'm gonna pass here too. I'm gonna check here. We got vehicles here. I don't need to pass it again. And for the users here, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm gonna pass it here for the class. And then I'm gonna get rid of the li tag here and here too. And for the logout, we're gonna let it like this because we just pass here an event, a click event. When we're gonna click on it, we're going to call the logout n. Now we're gonna try it again. And here, guys, I want to move to the users page. If I click here, yeah, it works pretty well. Yeah, it works pretty well. Now let's work on the home page. I'm going to pass here just home instead of home page. Pass here welcome, yeah, within our view app. Now we are going to create the welcome page inside the admin folder. I'm going to go ahead and then I'm passing welcome page, the view, and then we're going to get into inside the welcome page. I'm passing the templates, and then I'm passing the div tag, and up the template tag I'm passing the script tag, and then here setup. We are going to import here the app object inside the API.js file. We're going to import it because we're going to use the base URL in order to get access to image. And now we're going to pass here the class of BG white. And then I'm going to pass in a div here. I'm going to pass here the class of flex here, flex. And then I'm going to pass here two div. I'm passing the first div, and then I'm going to add in a comment. I'm going to say this is the call to action. I'm passing a call to action section, and then I'm gonna comment it, and then I'm gonna create another section where we're gonna display our taxes. And here I'm gonna pass the class of grade, then pass a grade calls one, and then within the medium screen we're gonna pass a grade calls free. And like this, now I'm going to pass here a div, and then we are going to display a taxi. I'm gonna pass here the class of flex here, pass here flex, and pass here flex, and then here flex column, flex core, which is the flex color, and here I'm gonna pass here an attribute of align is equal to center. We are going to center the image, and here inside this div I'm gonna put in the image tag, and also we are going to put in the title, and here I'm gonna pass here another div, and here I'm gonna pass here, I can pass here just a span tag. We're gonna put in the title. I'm gonna pass here Tesla Model Y. I'm pass here Tesla Model Y, and under this div we're gonna pass here the price, and here I'm pass here another span tag. I'm going to pass a span tag, and then I pass here, you can pass even $12 per $12 a kilometer. So, yeah, $12 a kilometer, like this. And then we are going to, under this, we are going to pass in a button. Here I'm passing a button, and then I'm going to say I'm gonna pass here another class, or I'm gonna pass an attribute is equal to align. Right now I'm gonna remove it. I'm going to pass in first the button. We're going to pass in the class of BG. We're going to pass in the class of border, and here border, pass here border, and then we're gonna pass here indigo 700, and indigo 700. We're gonna say text gray, and then I'm gonna pass here even 800, and then I'm gonna pass here book taxi. Yeah, book taxi now. Yeah, like this. I'm going to go at hero icons account. I'm going to look for an icon right here. I'm going to tap here arrow icon, and you can see we got this arrow icon. You're gonna copy it, and then we're going to move inside the icons folder. Inside the icons folder right here, I'm gonna do this. You can see right here I got the arrow icon right. I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm pass it inside the button. And here I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy it, and here I'm going to pass it here. You're gonna add it inside the icons folder like this. And then here we are going to try this text gray. I'm gonna add here the padding in x-axis and pass it to the padding in y-axis and pass it to, and like this. And for the over, I'm gonna pass it a over variant and pass here BG. I'm going to pass here BG indigo, and then here 700, and another over variant I'm gonna say text white like this. Now we're gonna try this, and for the text here, for the font, I'm going to pass here font semi-bold text small like this. Now we're gonna try this, and here before we try it, I'm going to display an image here and pass it up. That's base URL, and then we're gonna pass here /image. We're gonna get into inside the image folder, and then we're going to display an image. I'm going to pass here, I'm gonna get into inside the public folder, and we inside the taxi folder, and here I'm going to copy this image here. I got an image here. Let me check. Yeah, I'm gonna pick this one right here. I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm gonna pass it there. And here I'm going to pass here, we're gonna get into inside the taxi folder, and then we're gonna pass here cab booking.png, and like this. For the, yeah, I'm going to pass it here. I'm going to copy this image tag. We're gonna pass it inside the first div. We're gonna put in the call to action, and here I'm going to copy a different image here. Let me go back inside the taxi folder. I'm going to pick this one. I'm gonna pick this one here, and then we are going to pass it here. Where we got here car booking, I'm going to pass it here. Yeah, that's PNG. Yeah, like this. And then for the alt attribute, I'm gonna pass here. Taxi like this. Now let's get into inside the router folder index.js file, and then we're going to register the welcome page. And here I'm going to duplicate these roots and pass it here and pass here welcome. And here we're going to get into inside the, inside here. We're going to, let me check. We are going to get into inside the welcome page. We have here the vehicle. I'm going to create here welcome folder. We're gonna get in, and then we're gonna put in the welcome page. I'm going to put it here, and then we are going to get into inside the welcome folder, pass here welcome, and then we're going to get into inside the, and then we're gonna load the welcome page, pass here welcome page like this, that view. Now let's try this. I'm going to get into the browser, and here I'm gonna pass here, I'm going to click here welcome, and then you can see actually we're on the welcome page. Now we are going to fix the design. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna move it there, and here I'm going to pass here something. Now let's get into first inside the welcome page, and then we are going to fix something. Now here we pass here the class of the grade, and we pass here the class of flex here. And here what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass it the class of border, and then I'm passing the class of shadow, pass here shadow, and then empty. And also I'm going to do this. I'm going to, we are running, I'm gonna run here npm run build to build our CSS utilities. And then here we are going to pass here shadow empty, like this. And then I'm going to reduce the zoom in order to see things well. I'm gonna move to 100, and here we have here the car. And for the back end, I'm going to put it at the center, pass here the class of flex, and then I'll pass here flex justify, pass here justify center, justify, and then here we're gonna pass here justify center. And then we're gonna put the bar end in the middle. And now I'm going to pass here the class for the bar end. I'm gonna pass here the class of flex, pass here flex to display item within a row, you can see. And here I'm going to pass here something like, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna pass here another class like rounded, then I'm say empty. And here we are going to add the padding at the bottom. I'm say margin bottom, pass it to. We just added the margin bottom, and like this. Now I'm going to add a space between the icon and the book's taxi text. I'm going to pass here the gap, and pass here the gap of 2. Let's check. The gap of 2, and then I'm passing even the padding of 2. Let's see. We just passed the padding. I'm gonna get rid of this. And here, in order to add the space between the book taxi text and the icon, I'm passing it inside the span tag. And then here, I'm going to pass here the class, and then I'm say here padding 2. We are going to add a space here. I'm going to pass here now the gap is we just added the span tag, and then it's gonna be applied like this. Now for the text here, now for the name of the text, I'm gonna pass here the class of text XL, and here I'm going to pass here text gray in 700. And here what I'm going to do, I'm gonna pass here v4 in order to duplicate the car. In order to duplicate this div, I'm going to pass here v4 car in array, and pass here 1 2 3, and pass here 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. And here I'm pass here the key, and pass here the car, and then we're gonna duplicate it. Now I'm going to add here another class in order to fix the design. I'm going to pass here small, and within the small screen, I'm gonna pass here grid calls free like this, grid calls free, and then we are going to fix the design like this. Everything is beautiful. Now I'm going to increase the width of the browser. And here I'm going to refresh first of all the page, and then we are going to fix that. We have a space here. I'm going to take up this space. I'm going to do this. We're going to go back here, and here I'm going to do this within the large screen. I'm gonna pass here first the small screen here, small, and then we're gonna pass here within the large screen. Within the large screen, LG screen, we're going to pass here grid, and here we're gonna pass here calls free. We're gonna pass here grid calls for like this within the large screen. Let me check. We got right here 1 2 3 4, and here I'm going to pass here even 5 car right here. I'm gonna pass here even 5 here within large screen, and like this within medium screen, we are going to pass here 4 here, and here within a small screen, I'm pass here even 3. Let us check. I'm going to reduce the width here of the browser. Yeah, like this. But we got a space here. I'm going to center this item within this div. Let me check again. I'm going to get into within a small screen. And then this is the screen of a telephone. We're going to let it like this, guys. Now let's go on. And now we're going to design the call to action section here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to uncomment this line here at the top, and then we're going to pass it there. Now I'm going to do this. First of all, I'm going to pass here another class here. I'm going to pass here even a break tag. Yeah, like this. Now I'm going to remove this. And then here I'm going to pass here another class here. Pass the class of flex core, like this. And pass here flex core in order to display item within a column like this. Now I'm going to remove this class here, and then inside this div I'm gonna put in 2 div and pass here this div, and then I'm gonna put in another div here, pass here another div, and here I'm gonna put in this text here, this H1, and you can see trust the leading and the most reliable US tax operator. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna pass in. Yeah, I'm going to pass it here. And here I'm pass here the class flex and pass here flex to display item within a row like this. And like this, guys. Now I'm going to inside the second div, I'm going to put in inputs, and here I'm gonna pass here another div tag, and here I'm gonna pass here the class, flex core, and here I'm gonna pass in the select option. And then we're gonna put in 2 options and pass here option, and then pass here select vehicle, select taxi, and then here we are going to pass in some models. I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm going to pass it. I'm gonna pass this right here. Pass here select taxi and pass here even taxi 1 and taxi 2. Now we are going to copy a class within the O folder. I'm going to get into inside the vehicle model. I'm going to copy the class of a given input. I'm going to copy this class here. Yeah, I'm going to copy this class. Let me get into inside the O folder, and I'm gonna get into inside the step 1, and I'm going to copy here this class in order to style our inputs. I'm gonna copy it, and then we're gonna go back inside the welcome page. And in here, I'm going to pass this class here. Yeah, like this. And I'm going to create an input here and pass here a div tag. And here I'm passing the class of flex. And here I'm passing 2 inputs and pass here times2 like this. And here we are going to pass here placeholder and pass here tab destination. And for the second input we're gonna say tab location like this. Now I'm gonna pass the class here, yeah, this class like this, and then I'm gonna pass it here. Okay, we got right here tab destination and here tab location. And now we're going to create a button. We're gonna create a button at the bottom. I'm going to pass here the button. And here we're going to pass the class of, we're going to pass a BG Indigo, and then we're going to pass here 700. Yeah, and here I'm going to pass a book taxi now, and we're going to pass it an arrow. I'm going to copy this arrow here. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to pass it inside the button here like this. Let's pass it there, and I'm going to pass here the text white, and then padding in x-axis 2, padding in y-axis, and pass it 2. For the width, I'm gonna pass here 100%. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I'm going to pass here the class of flex to align item within a row. And then I'm going to pass here even rounded and pass here rounded MD. Yeah, like this. And yeah, I think everything is okay. I'm going to pass here justify. Pass here justify center. Yeah, like this. And now I'm going to reduce the size. I'm gonna reduce the size of the icon here. I'm gonna pass a class to the icon. You can see is above the text. I'm gonna pass here the class, pass here a class here, and then I'm say my padding tab here and pass here 2. Let me check. Pass here 1, and then we're gonna put it there like this. And for the text here, and pass here font semi-bold like this. Yeah, everything is okay. Now we're gonna let it like this, and let's see what we got here. We have here the taxi, and here throughout the leading and the most reliable US taxi. I'm going to add a space between this tax image and this div right here. Let me add a space. I'm going to do this and pass here justify between. Yeah, like this. And then let's see what we got right here. Yeah, we just move it at the right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, instead of passing here justify between, I'm going to increase right here the space. And here for the first div, I'm going to pass here the class of margin right. And then I'll pass here 14. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we got right margin right. And here I'm going to pass here the class of margin right even 20. Yeah, like this. And for the second div, I'm passing the class of margin left and pass it even 20. Let's see what we got. Yeah, like this. We're gonna let it like this. And here I'm going to come over here, and here I'm passing margin bottom here too. Yeah, like this. Everything is okay, guys. Now we are going to talk about root middleware. Alright guys, now we're going to be talking about root middleware. A middleware is simply a logic or a function that allows to check if the user has the authorization to do a specific action. Now we are going to move inside of our app here. We have 3 customers. Once the user creates an account, we assign him the customer role by default. And here we're gonna create only one admin, and this admin is gonna check if we can change the user role from customer to admin or driver. And we created in the previous parts, we created the user seed, and then we are going to use this user seed to create only one admin inside of our app. Now let's secure the user page. If we don't want this user right here, then see the user page. And because the actual role of this user is a customer, now what I'm going to do, I'm not heading inside the middleware folder. I'm going to create right here is admin.js file. And in here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in a logic. And so we're going to use navigation guides. I'm going to copy something here, and here I'm going to put it inside the router folder. And in here, I'm going to explain how it works. The before int right here is a function that takes 2 parameters. The first one is the to, which represents the page that we want to navigate to, and the from represents the actual page. And also we can pass it another parameter, which is an option 1, which is the next function is a function. And then in here, we are going to put our logic right here. We're going to check if the user has the authorization to see this page or navigate to this page. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this function, and then I'm going to put it inside this middleware is admin. I'm going to export that and pass here export function, and then is admin. And here we are going to pass it this 3 parameter and pass it to from and next and pass it there. And then we are going to call the function user data get use data to retrieve use data from local storage. And here I'm going to check if the use data that raw is equal to the admin, and pass here. We are going to pass here next to says we want to navigate to the page. Else we are going to return false. And if we return false, we are not going to navigate to this page. And here I'm pass here else, I'm going to pass here return false. Yeah, we are going to reject the navigation. That's what this says at the doc. Now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to import the is admin middleware inside the router folder.
Let's get in. And here I'm pass here is admin. And then we're gonna import it here. And now let's try to visit the user page. In here, what I'm going to do, you can see actually we don't see the user page. I'm pass here vehicles, and then I'm tap inner. Yeah, you can see we have the possibility to navigate to the vehicles page. And then here, let's try to navigate to the users. I'm gonna click here, and then you can see we don't navigate to this page. And now we're going to log out this user, and then we are going to log in an admin, and then you're gonna see that the admin is gonna have the possibility to see the page. Now let's first hide this page. Let's get inside the sidebar components. Let's head in. In here, I'm going to check if the user role is equal to admin. And here, I'm going to move up here. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna pass here. I'm going to do the, I'm gonna import right here the admin role right here, constant. I'm gonna import it, and then we are going to do this. I'm gonna move here. We have here this link right here. I'm pass here visual, and then I'm pass here user data, and then I'm pass here row is equal to this constant right here admin row. If is equal to this constant, they're gonna return true, else false. And here also we are going to head in here, right here we are going to pass here. You can see I'm going to head in inside here. Let me check. I want to pass here. I want to display right here the user role. I'm looking for this component. Let's get in, and here we got right here. We got the dashboard, and then we got a sidebar of view file. I'm going to go down at the bottom, and then we have here, we pass here the user email, and also I'm going to pass here, I'm gonna pass here to the user. I'm passing our break tag, and then I'm passing here row, and then here I'm passing here user data, and then here I'm passing the row of the user like this, and then we're gonna see it here. Let me check here. Data, use data, that's row. Let's see what we got right here. I'm gonna refresh the page, and then you can see right here we don't display the row. Now let's see what we got right here. I'm going to display only user data. Let's see. Yeah, we have here user. Yeah, we have to pass first the user. I'm passing user like this, and then the row, and then we are going to display the row. Yeah, like this, you can see we got right here customer. We are going to do the same thing inside the middleware. We made a mistake, and here we are going to pass here where we got get use data. We are going to pass here user first. We are going to pass here user, and then that row like this.